Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is us again, right? Here at the VCT Game Changers Southeast Asia FSL Wildcard Playoffs. We are on our final day, final match. And I'm your host, Tanya May. I think this gentleman here does not need any more introductions. It is Kenchol Heian Kwek, bringing it to you live here from Singapore as we head into the final series. We're going to be seeing Asteria versus Lightality. Kenchol, any first thoughts?
I mean, it's going to be a tough one for Lightality for sure because looking at how Estelle has been performing thus far, they are an incredibly strong, incredibly prepared team. Even though they are playing all the way from South Asia, their ping differences can be a
Yes.
little bit high, but they still perform that well. Lightality, they're kind of this local squad, like Singapore, Malaysia mix, but they have improved by so much, and we see how strong they can actually be, but I think they need that extra edge, right? That extra strategical approach in towards these maps.
Yeah, I mean, they have been growing, even just looking back at the last series compared to their performance the day before, where they got 2-0'd. They led in the rounds and then they just gave it away. But the last two maps against Chill Lang, they did not give it away. They
Hmm.
finally managed to pull it together. And Chill Lang just didn't have any answers to that operator. And so I think Asteria as well, they kind of gather that intel here on Vitality, seeing how they play. It'll be interesting to see what kind of strategies they take against this team.
Yeah, there's that little bit of upper bracket advantage that they have, so they got that going for them. Vitality can also study up on Asteria too, so I don't want to count them out either. But again, it really comes down to how they play out on the maps, and that's where we will be taking a look at the map pick a little bit later. For now, I think it's time to introduce these teams because Asteria, they have shown how strong they can be. They have been playing exceptionally well, especially on these maps such as like Icebox, Ascent, especially Split. They have so many strategies. They are that team that continuously pulls off these crazy fakes that some other teams just don't quite expect.
Yeah, I mean, they have been a staple here at FSL. They've been in playoffs in Open 2, 4, and 5. And a lot of these names is not unfamiliar to us. We have, of course, Muffin Loop, one of the players to look out for, as well as Sherry. Now, I want to point out, though, that looking at the stats, yes, they
Hmm.
won Mad Army 2-1 previously. And this is basically their last chance to get into FSL Elite. But the thing is, right, even on their wins, it really was Muffin Loop carrying the team. If you look at the ACS stats, she was above 300, and everyone else on the team is below 200, so only like 100 plus. So you can see like how much weight rests on her shoulders.
Yeah, she's often the one topping the scoreboard, especially when she picks an agent like, say, maybe Reina. But then
Yeah.
again, she's supported by her teammates. You got Meow16K, who also often plays the duelist role, sometimes Raze. I think she does that a lot on Split. On other maps, sometimes it's the Jet. And she's able to pull off some crazy things, sometimes going for those judge or shorty plays. And opposing teams don't really expect that all the time when you just suddenly have a player flying towards you with a shotgun in their hands. But of
Mm-hmm.
course, on the other side, Lightality Estelle, maybe not as crazy because plays like that can be high risk, high reward. Lightality plays very controlled, right? You got all these
Mm-hmm.
girls and they love to play a rather more defensive style. And again, you got to keep in mind that even though it seems like, yeah, Lightality, they've been playing for a very long time together, they got that chemistry going, maybe they're not as dominating as these other teams, but they took Mad Army into overtime yesterday.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, we have to look at BL, right? I mean, she's been the one that's performing here, as well as Hearth, as you mentioned, who may not always be on the top of the charts, but on that defense, that's where really Vitality tends to take those rounds. So it's going to be a team that is more defensive, and Asteria, who has tons of experience under their belt. Nonetheless, all these girls have been playing together. We expect them to be very much in control. I'm looking forward to see what kind of strategies they can play, especially here on the first map, because it is going to be Haven, and BL and that Phoenix is the one that's going to strike out for me.
100%. I'm so glad that you brought that up because what other map can you shine as like
Exactly.
on the Phoenix? Like it's gonna be Haven. Sometimes Bind can be a little bit difficult. We're going back to that old year one Valorant roots, but it's Haven is a map that you can actually perform quite well on. You have your hot hands, you can block off areas with that, and because it's the three different sites, yeah, the map is kind of wide in that sense, but each site is relatively small in their own ways, and Phoenix with the curveball can do so much if you land it just right. But then
Hmm.
again, we've got all these other maps, and Split and Icebox, maybe even Ascent, are the ones that I think they might have a tough time on. Asteria are incredibly sharp, especially on Split and Icebox.
Yeah, you mentioned they can get very creative, and I think that's really the word that we're going to take here into this next series. Really curious as to how the teams are going to keep executing on these sites, because we saw Lightality, once they get read by opponents, they can't do the same thing over and over again. They tend to start losing rounds in the middle of the game. So, Kendrell, I mean, before we hand it off to the casters, do you have any predictions for us?
Ooh, I hate to say it, but I want to see Lightality at the very least taking Haven, right? Other than that,
Mm,
I feel like the following maps are Asteria's for sure because those are their home maps. Split, Icebox, maybe even Ascent. So I might have to say 3-1 Asteria to Lightality Estelle, but if Lightality can actually take Haven in a very convincing fashion, I'm gonna eat my words. I'm gonna have to change my predictions completely.
yeah, maybe the momentum will carry them as what we saw in the last series, right? So before we go, I mean, Control, it's been a blast hosting with you and listening to your cast. But for now, for the final series, the best of five between Vitality and Asteria for that spot at FSL Elite, we're going to hand it off to Illustrator and Marquis. Take it away.
They're making predictions saying most likely it's going to be 3-1. Key, I'm going to say I disagree. I think we're going to go to full 5 maps, and I think I want to say Lightality, but I still got to give it to Asteria. I think Asteria is going to take this 3-2. I want to hear your thoughts, Key.
I disagree with them, but I also disagree with you because I feel this is going to be a 3-0. Judging by Estier's performance yesterday, barring Meow 16K playing from a land shop, which was extremely unfortunate yesterday, I think that they're actually a very, very strong team. Just because watching them, especially in the first 2 series, their usage of KO plus the Sky on some maps is just absolutely insane. Their utility usage is above the current teams in the lower bracket. It's really just Mad Army that could possibly take the series away from them. And I think at the beginning, Mad Army and Asteria were the two favorites coming into going into FSL Elite. So I really think that Asteria would actually take this 3-0.
I just wanted to point out I actually changed my
I
jacket.
know. I wanted to mention it, but
I'm sorry. I knew it because I knew
I
you were
hate
gonna
that
come
you
on.
guys did it.
Denied. I'm sorry. Denied both
Well
times.
played. Well
Key.
played.
Okay. Well, I got you on that one. Next time, maybe we'll see. We were supposed to come on with matching jackets, but unfortunately,
Yeah.
I was the wiser. But we will go into the agent select cruiser, ready to go with the game itself, guys. The last game of the day, it's a best of 5. Whoever wins this best of 5 will qualify to FSL Elite. And everybody wants to be in this. The biggest of the big in the SEA scene for the female scene. We've got currently Asteria versus Lightality Estelle. So let's go ahead and start talking about these teams, from especially for the people who haven't really, gotten to know these teams. Let's talk a little bit about Asteria. We've seen these guys a lot before, and if there's anyone to talk about on Asteria, it's got to be Shrey, man.
Yeah.
Number 1 player here. Shrey, an absolute shredder of a player. Muffin Loop very soon right thereafter as well. Casper right on the top as well. But if there's anybody that you want to watch out for, Shrey's probably going to be putting up ridiculous numbers. Now, however, she's going to be on that Killjoy.
Yeah, that's she's actually really an interesting player. She's playing from 100 ping because she's in Australia right now. The rest of her teammates are some are playing from India. I think Britsy's also playing from Australia. But Shrey used to be a duelist in the earlier iterations of Asteria, and when she was in Couldn't Care Less as well. So switching her role into a sentinel, I think, would actually very good because she can still provide that fragging power while filling a different role. Now, Muffin Loop is actually the interesting one because she used to play some controllers, and it feels like now that she switched to a duelist, she's been unleashed. And I feel like Asteria have found a configuration that actually works really well for them.
Yeah, I think so. Like, it used to be really pretty much the Shrey show, you know,
Yeah.
and like everybody trying to support her and trying to enable her to get multiple kills. But now it feels like they've unlocked like a new dynamic to their play. It's like they've unlocked a new skill tree in their team, where like they shift around the players, and suddenly their team just looks just that much more diverse, just that much more dynamic. Suddenly they're coming in with multiple players hot on every round, and very well justified why the panelists would actually say that this could be Asteria very much cleanly so, and you as well.
Yep.
However, I think Lightality, they have grown exponentially as well. But here's my condition, dude.
Yep.
We have to have every member of Lightality Estelle playing the game of their lives if they want to take down Asteria.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. And you know, do you remember that Shrey was the one with the 2 aces back to back on Phoenix here? We casted that
Against
together
Galaxy
against Galaxy
Racer.
Racer, that quadruple overtime game, absolutely.
And I was like,
insane.
no way. Just add I didn't believe it. I was like, is she for real?
Yeah, the way she
and then
beat
she kept
corners.
and she kept doing it. It was like, oh my god, she's actually just insane.
It's absolutely insane, and we'll have to see if she can bring that same insanity here. I like the setup. Do you like this triple A setup to hold at the beginning to stop any possible rushes here? Lightality as well.
Yeah, I do, especially because, you know, there's not a lot of utility at the very beginning to hold off any pushes. It's quite a good idea to just do that and go for retake on towards C. I'd say it's well-founded in terms of the logic behind it. So, however, they have lost the first pick, Lightality. Now they have to go up against only Muffin Loop, who is trying to sell this fake right here, get a little bit more of information, because the rest of the members of Asteria, they're working their way towards that C site. Oh, the run out. Dumpling misses the timing, and they know now that there's a lurk. So this actually goes against them because Hearth ready to receive. But the quick pickups from both of these teams all across the map. Ilema does get the pick off onto Shrey, so that's the Sentinel gone. 3v3 right now with the retake now commencing towards that C site.
Yeah, it seems like every flanker was flanking a different flanker, so they just traded left and right there. And it's now down to 3v2, but Spike is down for Asteria, so they do have the advantage here. Time is on their side. Now there's the
Not
shots.
the flash though, because that flash just absolutely stifles them for now. And Asteria, Casper 1v1, low HP on Dumpling. The swing out could just be in time, but she's gonna give it up here. Won't commit to the fight. Instead, we'll tap the bomb. And the spike will actually be not getting down to half, actually. I thought she'd at least try to go for half, but Casper will win it in the end. And that's going to be Asteria with a pistol.
Yeah, she played that post plan really well with the pistol. She knew that she was up against a frenzy, baited those shots out, retreated as the shots flew out, and I think that really just not being able to get that headshot from the frenzy is just frenzy things, right? Dumpling couldn't really do much there, and Asteria, it was a bit messy, but they still got around, and I think that's the most important part here. They can buy, and they are full buying, full Spectres on everybody, and a Marshall.
Marshall, we'll see what it can bring here. Go for that early control, early peek here towards short, but that's only to bait out the crossfire that they have set up. But now they've seen both. Now they have information on where both A players are, and they know Hearth is playing this close angle. She should be flushed out fairly easily here. Dumpling playing around this corner was spotted out by the doggo a little bit earlier on, so they might actually pre-fire this. Hearth does get away, but Dumpling will fall in her place. Now, the A site pretty much up for grabs here. Casper is able to get a double as the A site completely under Asteria control.
Yeah, she whiffed a bit on the dart because she knew she was getting shot. And Casper for the triple and a quad kill for the Astra. That feels good as a controller. Astra stars are expensive.
And they are, and you want as many in your bank as you can. Like, it's not like Jet, where after the nerf, Jet is like, what, the cheapest agent?
Yeah.
Is Jet actually the cheapest agent right now, like in terms of utility?
500,
okay.
Right?
400. No. 400 for the Cloud Bursts.
Yeah. And 300 for the
300.
700.
So 700 total. That's all.
That's pretty cheap. I mean, considering Sage is actually not that expensive now either. 800 on Sage.
Yeah.
All right, Muffin Loop sticking with the Marshall here. Not able to get the shots.
Thought that came in. Thought the shot would have come in a little bit earlier, but maybe was waiting for a repeat. Just didn't happen.
Scout destroyed.
Now, pretty good information as 2 players have been spotted out towards that C. They still will prod towards it, but instead, actually, take that back. They will fall back from it.
Yes, they're taking this patiently for a team that's on their bonus round. Like I thought it was gonna be a Spectre rush, but that's the thing about this year, right? That's something that we saw in the past few days. They've learned how to control their tempo. Like it's a lot more deliberate now, rather than just being overly aggressive. Look at them spread out across the map, really keeping the defenders in. And Muffin Loop with a headshot onto Villarino. That's exactly what you need from the Marshall. This is the Byron for Lightality Estelle.
Yeah, they definitely want to keep it clean here. Asteria, man, they're already making it expensive. Low HP already onto their jet on Lightality. Now, Muffin Loop will be creeping up here towards A. Lucille to receive, but
30 seconds
doesn't look
left.
like they're going to be hard committing onto it just yet. With 25 seconds left, they will have to go somewhere. However, Shrey has opened up that A side completely. We'll say that there's nobody here. But, Alema and Lucille, they have something to say about it. They get the spike down.
C.
Shrey,
Last player standing.
so far removed.
I think,
And
10
this to me was
seconds
very
left.
questionable. Maybe we'll just go for some kills then.
yeah, they took a bit too long to actually get to the site. It left no room for error or even changing their minds. I think that was just not really the best decision to go see, especially since they could just get sprayed down like that. But wow, Shrey still
Why
gets
take the fight though? Yeah, I don't understand. At that point, don't risk your guns. They've made it a lot more expensive on Litality's side than they need it. Look, Ilema's on a Spectre. So is BL. If they just, I don't know. There's a big gap that they should have kept a lot more rifles up. Everybody should have had full rifles, but now they're left with scraps here. Fortunately, they get 4 proper guns up. Only Ilema's on the Spectre, but still, that was 2 more kills than were necessary.
Yeah, they didn't really need to peek there. They could have just hid and saved the guns. So it's just like you mentioned, they went to the back foot,
Taking
and
that back.
losing 2 for 1 is really not good there.
So Jiggle peek around the corner just to bait out a couple of shots here, but they will be pushing it very hard. So C long has been taken for Lightality Estelle. Now, what's the response here from Asteria? What are they going to do? Instead, they're going to prod towards B, trying to get close. Hunter's Fury already will not connect on the first time, will not connect on the second, will probably land on the third. And it does. But that's a lot of real estate gained by Lightality. Look how much map control Lightality has. But will it matter when Shrey is hitting those shots right here? So will Meow. And Shrey will find yet again another one. That's another kill. And everybody has just dropped down to their knees here. And with a weaker buy, Lightality Estelle, they weren't able to do it. Asteria pick things up yet again.
Yeah, space be damned. Like, even though they had so much territory and map control, they just couldn't land the shots because Asteria, you can see, all of them are ready to play. They're extremely sharp right now. Vitality, they've had a long series before this, a best of 3 that almost went to overtime even on the 3rd game. And you can see Asteria fresh and still really, really sharp.
Well, it's very evident already just how sharp they are. Those entries from Shrey on the left.
Yeah, she's a killjoy, by the way.
Yeah, she
Who
is
needs
a
a
killjoy.
duelist?
And they need to punish that, actually.
Yeah.
On the side of Lightality, if they know that Shrey is lurking all the time, they need to, I don't know, they need to find a way to nullify her because right now it's just not working. Lucille with the right clicks gets only 1. Could have gotten a little bit more, but the patience wasn't really there for now. Shock Dart is good from Britzy.
There's not much they could do in this round. It's just classics there. Hearth does have the Blade Storm. She pops it, actually. So they're going for the hero jet play here. But I think with all the utility that Asteria are using, it's going to be really difficult for her to get anything done. She's already used both updrafts.
Blocking vision.
Casper with a good spray down through the smoke is able to find Dumpling.
Enemy remaining.
And they're going to try to make this a little bit more expensive. Hearth has found 2. Could try for a 3rd, just unable to land the final shot. But still, 3 kills on an eco round. That's going to be a good pickup right there for Estelle. But again, this is where it starts. You know, the money on Asteria, they don't care. They'll lose players, sure, because they have enough to buy
1 second, peeps. I
for a
gotta
while.
visit
I mean,
the
look at
Astro to
that. They
place
have
some
enough money.
stock.
Even if they do lose this round, they can buy in the next one. So they're happy. They're happy to just take the rounds away because what matters right now is the rounds. They build up that lead on the attacking side. They want to get at least that 8-4.
Yeah, and they're so conscious of their economy as well. Even the Jet, Muffin Loop, she's not buying a gun. She's just using the Blade Storm there. They're making sure they take care of their economy, but she gets shut down by Hearth immediately. That operator, first time brought out this game, gets a second as well, and Asteria are now down 3-5.
Good couple of pickups right there off the back of that. Operator play, the Astral Wall, the Cosmic Divide, not really paying dividends for them at the moment. As will be working their way towards this mid. Maybe that's the only place they can. But look, it's fortified. It is held, and Hearth found a third. 3 kills, looking for 4, and she does. Searching for the ace. It's VL to take the last round, the last kill, excuse me. No ace for you, but definitely gonna be happy about that.
Yeah, they definitely won that round off the back of that operator. Hearth really proving why she even bought the Marshall in the previous round. Look how fast and sharp she is. All the movements, I don't think they were ready for this aggressive updraft. Britzy was just caught off guard. And she already has 9 kills on the board.
Hearth just picks up 4 in that one. Hearth is just on fire today. I mean, like I said earlier, if Lightality want to win this, it has to be everybody stepping up. Hearth had a quiet series a little bit earlier today, but now it's her time to shine. And it's looking like it's going quite well right now for the side of Lightality. Still, Lightality, they do need to rack up those rounds, build up to. That's a little bit of a, I don't know.
A whiff. we can be very forward here.
Thank you for saying it for me. Yeah, they total complete whiff on that Hunter's Fury.
Yeah, they're gonna have to go for. They know where the operator is now, so that's why they're playing like this. Muffin Loop might be able to catch Hearth here. Quick headshot onto Hearth, and if they can deny this operator from getting back into the hands of the defenders, I think it's gonna be good. And Muffin Loop shows, okay, it's starting to be a Jet contest, right? Muffin Loop now has the operator, now down to a 5v3 off of Muffin Loop's kills. And A is so hard to retake, especially when you're down numbers. Britzy is even gonna take Dumpling down. Spots the other 2 as well, gets 1, and it's all down to Lucille for this 1v4.
Where was Lucille looking for that?
I'm not sure. I also saw her. I was like, where are you looking? And Muffin Loop finishes the round off with a 3rd kill. And yeah, I actually wasn't sure where she was looking.
That was I don't know, but that trade should have come in immediately. There was no need for another player to die after that lurk play. But again, that was all off the back of Muffin Loop's kill onto Hearth, and then the follow-up with the operator. And that's forced. Actually, Lightality is still on a week bye.
Yeah, it's another reset. It's really brutal because when they win rounds, the 2 rounds that they won, they didn't really save that much. And their economy is just in shambles. Like, this 5-2 is further than it seems. It looks like it's 3 rounds, but it's probably going to be a 6-2 at this point because of this bye.
Dude, I said Lightality need to string at least a couple of rounds together, but they can't even get. Oh my god, just
not even that one.
Not even that. Just too quick on it right there. Elema will get spotted out by the doggo here in this angle. Flash coming in. It's gonna be a nice double from Ilema, biting back. All right, but we'll be spammed through the wall. Look at the HP. No way to recover this.
Yeah, Reyna got sprayed through the wall there. Villarino just taking some strays. Like, they were trying to shoot Sova there.
And they're both low. They're like trembling, man. Like, one good shock dart, even misplaced, would do the trick right now.
Yeah, I think she wanted to pick up a gun and then she just ran into a bullet. That's extremely unfortunate. But they are going to recover the guns, or so I think Casper actually takes both of them down without them checking the corners. Lucille is still there though. Might be able to get Casper if Casper... Oh no, Casper spotted her. And Lucille gets the shot though. 1v2 right now, but the spike is down and I don't think they can do it. She can do anything about this. Lucille won't be able to play this 1v2.
Yeah, absolutely not, but we'll at least try for it. It is their eco round, like I said, so any guns that she can take away will be very much worth it. Now she's identified, now her position is known, now there's not a lot of time. She even gets tagged up. She's gonna get sprayed through this box right here. Okay, no one to spray through, but still looking for more kills. and the turret just absolutely saves Shrey's life. Look at her HP.
Yeah, bullet sponge right there. Like
Body shield, like a meat shield, but with
Exactly.
metal, like an actual like a shield.
I've seen not many killjoys know that trick. Like they hide behind their turrets, right? And you go for the headshot angle, and basically you
Right.
punish anyone that doesn't shoot your head right away. And I think that's extremely smart. Like she deliberately positioned behind that.
Yeah, and it gets her a kill and denies another
Gun lost, right?
exactly. 2 to
Asteria.
6 though. Asteria, they need to just keep doing what they're doing. They're outsmarting. They're playing the mid rounds perfectly. They're getting the right reads. They're actually doing the lurks just in time. They have a great sense on how Lightality still will play this round. Lightality is still, however, they just can't get a read on what Asteria is gonna do. Even when they get the upper hand in terms of positioning, it's still Asteria to capitalize and to close out the rounds with either sheer raw aim or firepower or just utility usage.
Yeah. Oh no, Meow. Didn't realize she had a spike, I think, there until now. Hunter's Fury getting used. There's the lockdown, however, from the side of Asteria. So they have to use the Hunter's Fury to stop that lockdown. There's a shock dart coming in. It does tag Meow 16k down. They see Hearth updrafting there with the Blade Storm. But the Defender Killjoy lockdown has also been used. This should flush all the attackers out. But Asteria, there's actually a flank coming in from their spawn here.
Oh, they get Shrey as well, but they need to go. They need time here. They need to make time. And Asteria, they're still winning some duels here.
Last player
As
standing.
Casper now coming up from above, they have to deal with her. It's not planted for her, so she will have to be decisive about this. They get the spike to half. That's all they're gonna need here as the backup is good. The round will finally go into Lightality Estelle's way, 6-3. It's still a very respectable half here, but again, Lightality is still, they're winning rounds left and right. They're picking them, you know, they can't get 2 in a row. They need to start building them up so that they can stabilize their economy. Otherwise, they'll be constantly forced into having a player onto, I don't know, like a Spectre, like just like now. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and Asteria, they actually picked attack. This is Lightality Estelle's map pick. And them picking attack, I think, is actually really interesting because not many teams pick attack even on Haven.
Yeah. Well, there are a couple of exceptions though, because you know one of the reasons why one team would start on attack is they get to play the game at their own pace, right? They
Yeah.
get to be able to just like run their executes, you know, run their play style, and that's definitely an idea, a novel idea, which a lot of teams employ. However, on the attacking side, they haven't found much success right now. 1 kill already going to Lightality Estelle's way. And it's all a matter of putting their eggs in the right basket here. Asteria's working their way towards this A side. They have to contend with this Killjoy. And Lucille is just going for that jump peak. Everything else will inform her of a rush. She's getting thrown a million utilities her way. And there's just nothing she can do. Absolutely destroyed in the backside.
And they know they have the time because they sent the Hawk out. They know no one's in Link yet. But they don't have their whole team there yet. That's why they're still so afraid to plant the spike. So now they're actually thinking of planting. Trade 1 for 1 though. Villarino takes Britzy down. Muffin Loop gets taken down as well though. So it's down to 2v3. It's just down to Casper and Meow 16k.
2 players left standing on Asteria, and this has been more than enough most of the time here. Good gravity well, and it is a brutal crossfire. Asteria, perfect post-plant positioning right there. And the timing on the utility, the moment that they heard someone running in from spawn, they go on, they turn up that gravity well, they signal, okay, 1, 2, 3, peek. They peek. The right time, the crossfire just dismantles anybody trying to get onto that site. A beautiful hold for Asteria. 2 people, no problem.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you were saying, right? They have to string the rounds together. If you take a look at the round spread, it's 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, and they just got reset yet again. And they they can't even buy Spectres at this point. They can't do a light buy because this is the second to the last map of this round of this half, and they have to save for the next one, which means they're going to cede an 8th point to Asteria at this point.
BL just trying to muffle that doggo. Will be muffled herself as Meow just absolutely puts a bullet in her mouth.
She absolutely got disappeared there, and they can't do much here. Britzy takes Hearth down as well, and the spike is actually going to A. Asteria have bamboozled Lightality, even though it doesn't really matter at this round, but they're
Yeah,
they're
but
really
it's best
making
to
sure.
take precautions.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Planted.
and this is what I like about Asteria. They're so good at making mid-round decisions
Yes.
that, you know, Lightality still, they can't keep up. Like, once Asteria has a read on where Lightality Estelle is, Asteria almost always make the right guess here.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're extremely right. I think Asteria have really
round before the
changed
switch.
how they make decisions. Like you said, mid-round decisions. We've seen the best fake in FSL thus far with their Viper's Pit because of these mid-round decisions that they've been making. And I think that because of the quickness at which they change sites or change directions, it keeps teams guessing, and that really improved their attacking side more so than any other team that I've seen, except for some of the top few teams, of course. Probably except Nigma Galaxy and A Celeste. Here's the operator.
Yeah, again, just uses her dash to get out, and she should be okay here. We'll try to take one as she goes down, but it's Muffin Loop who's already ready for it. Now,
Spike down A.
Ballerino is good for the punish as well as Ilema. Now it's all about where to go. Look at the flank that's already happened, though. Nice tap from Ilema. Dumpling might not be expected to be this close. And she gets the timing absolutely perfect. Great work from Lightality Estelle here. As they look for this 8-4 halftime score, they get it. And we have a game on our hands now. 8-4, Lightality, still doable, especially if they win the pistol.
Yeah, they need to get this pistol round, otherwise it's going to be a bit too scary. But look at the pattern. It's really 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. And even after that round, let's say a half is more than 12 rounds, Asteria would still have enough economy because they really built so much. They took care of their economy so well, as opposed to Lightality, who are really struggling keeping some guns alive. And I think that last round was really well played by them.
That's a little bit of a... It's a good round here for Lightality to win, but again, it comes down to like whether they can win this. Honestly, if you lose 2 pistols, you can pretty much say goodbye to the game.
Yeah.
Like no matter what the round score is. I think I saw a post on Reddit about the actual statistics on like the entire VCT and the round wins.
Yep.
It's like 80% chance. If you win both pistols, you have like an 80% chance victory
Yeah,
on the map.
Really just dictates the pace of the game. And look at this one. Asteria already have 2 kills, and they can still top each other up. They're all really healthy because it was Muffin Loop that got tagged there and immediately got topped up by Sky. And now it's down to 5v3, 5v4. Dumpling actually takes one, and there's someone still in the attacker spawn. Ilema might be able to catch someone here if she has enough patience. Gets one, tries to go for the right clicks, doesn't get the second. So Muffin Loop with 3k already is down to a 3v2, but Casper trades all down to Hearth. 13 HP, and Muffin Loop gets a 4k to start this pistol round. And there you have it, right? Lightality Estelle, they can't get this pistol round. There's the 80% coming in for Asteria.
2 rounds, 2 players standing, and you know, I don't want to say it, but I feel like this game we might have to already move on to the next one. This is too tough a comeback, especially if Asteria get this win. It's gonna be 10-4, like the odds. I mean, simply by the numbers alone.
Yeah,
and the likelihood of winning each round. Lightality Estelle, first of all, they haven't gotten 2 rounds in a row. Asteria is winning all the rounds that they should be. And they're playing absolutely perfect, and Lightality are just scratching their heads.
Yeah, and right now they have to force buy. It's like you mentioned, they need to win this next round, otherwise it's going to be all downhill from here, which is why they're force buying Spectres. But can they execute on the C side against the Astra?
Yeah, the Astra, you know, Casper's is going to be happy. Like, you know what? You want to come take? Yeah, sure. See, all yours. We're going to go for that retake instead. And that's fine. Asteria's happy to play for the retake because they know that they're coordinated enough. They have the utility. They have an advantage in terms of the utility. Lightality Estelle haven't burned enough utility away for this retake to be difficult here. But Muffin Loop looking for the entry. Doesn't get the shot. Gets a second chance at it, lands one nicely onto the dome right there up to Harith, and everybody just falling down 2v2 right now as BL gets a double. That's absolutely massive right here. Has to pull out the pistol, and in the war of the pistols, it is going to be Meow to prevail, but Lucille gets that kill with the Nano Swarm. 46 HP. Muffin Loop has to tap away. Fake pistol shot, but now she's got to stick it onto half at least. Doesn't get allowed to it, and Lightality is still by themselves a lifeline in this game. If you can't win both pistols, you might as well win the force buy, and that is exactly what Lightality did.
Yeah, Lucille with the simple there, throwing the pistol. It could work. I mean, it can shake someone sometimes, and Muffin, if she got a headshot there, would have spelled doom for Lightality, but that was well played by Lucille, really putting Muffin in for a loop of her own. And now it's going to be Asteria that's going to save.
Yeah, so this is really, good, again, a good sign for Lightality still. I mean, it took a force buy to be able to do it, sure. But Asteria, what's their plan here? They're planning to go a little bit aggressive. It has been punished, however. As Lightality, they have a good response towards it. They want to take mid. They want to fight for it. They've only lost one player thus far. And so instead of contesting mid even more, we'll let them have it. Instead, go rotate towards that A site. Hopefully get the plant early as possible. They want to preserve this Phantom. They want to preserve as many weapons as they can. And keep a clean round because they do not have the cleanest of economies. Neither team does. So any player you can keep alive on a victory is definitely going to bolster their chances in the upcoming rounds.
Yeah, and you don't want to give up those guns, right? If they're on eco, once a big gun falls into them, the chances increase quite a lot of them coming back, especially if you give them the Spectres to fence themselves.
Oh my god, Muffin Loop! How is she allowed to do that? She gets two! Absolutely no business, then she gets a third before she goes down to the crossfire. What on earth? Muffin Loop.
She
was flanked.
Yeah, it was a 90-degree dash flick onto the head of Lucille. That okay, we can look at it here. She dashes out, immediately reacts to the flank.
Disgusting.
And even gets a third kill here. And you just said this, like right before that retake. You just said this. They need to save as much as they can because their economy is going to get really hurt. Look at Muffin Loop now with an operator of her own. And if Lightality is still lose this, they just have lost too much credits in the previous round. They lost 4 guns, and now they have to rebuy 4 more guns because they really have to buy every single round to stay in this game.
Absolutely. 6-9 here, and Lightality, they have gotten a good round, yeah. But do they have the supporting economy for it? I think they might have just enough of a buy. We managed to find that out here as Ilema spots 2 with that Owl drone here, but the move happens towards that B site. Let's see what they have prepared in the back. Here's the gravity well, just to slow them down a little bit longer. Casper will try to stave them off here as a Vandal in tow, and so might actually be able to get one through the smoke. Not gonna happen. The spike goes down, they're gonna be backing up, and it's gonna be the B retake. Not the easiest thing to do, especially with an operator in your hands. Now Muffin Loop will look to be the entry. She has to. She actually lands a shot onto Biel, and that's a beautifully timed shot. The swing out yet again from Muffin Loop, finding a double, not finding a triple just yet. But the time is taken away. Swaps to the rifle, Hunter's Fury to delay the plant even longer. Muffin Loop is on a tear, and she finds a triple kill here for Asteria, but now she's the only one left standing. Could be swung out on Muffin Loop with 4. Muffin Loop with no more time, and she's gonna get the ace, but can she get the time? And she does! She halved it! Muffin Loop, unreal performance from the Jet of Asteria!
Oh my god, I thought before the 3rd kill, I thought she was just gonna go down, grab that operator and save, but take a look at this. Getting that 2nd kill, extremely important. Her teammates actually get the half, and which is what allowed them to win. Casper, getting that half there was really important. 1v3 right now, gets the headshot, dashes away back to safety, uses a cloudburst here really smartly to fake a defuse, peeks out, gets the headshot through the box, goes for the fake again, swings out just in time to get that ace onto Lucille, and this half defuse. Oh my god!
Oh my
gets
god!
2 more! That's a collateral for Muffin Loop. She's not stopping. That's 7 kills in a row for her right now.
She is just destroying Lightality Estelle and just making an absolute show of it. BL could follow suit shortly thereafter, but not right now. As I'm in awe right now. Muffin Loop is something else today.
Yeah, she's been really unleashed on this jet. She's looked really good. And look, Lightality is still, I think they strung the last 2 rounds together, but the previous one, losing that one is really, look, their economy is broken yet again, and Asteria looked like they're about to go to 11. Bielarino says Bielari nope to Muffin Loop, so she's not gonna get that kill, but Casper is gonna be here to cover Garage again.
Yeah, they spot each other. It's a little bit of an awkward dance here, but Hearth looking to take things back, showing her that I can be the dominant jet. It is a battle of the jets at the moment, and now Hearth has found a lifeline, a beeline onto that B site here. Can get up close. The left click's just not working out, and so Meowth with a triple kill will seal the deal and get Asteria yet again another round.
Yeah, and they're around 11 already. Like, it looked like Lightality were gonna come back, but their economy, even at this point, is not that good. Bielarino yet again having to settle for a Spectre here just because they can't get too many. They can't build up their bank.
27 kills. I mean,
Wow. Okay. I mean,
it's just absolutely insane. How? Absolutely crazy. Just a performance from Muffin Loop right now. And she's going for even more aggressive plays. Yet again! Pulls out the blades this time.
she has to run back to safety because she got the recon on her, but she's probably gonna get another kill here. Bielarino with yet another death against Muffin Loop, but now Lightality is still actually traded.
Great plant. 3v3. Still happening. Still a chance for Lightality Estelle. But it is a mountain climb. They have set up a crossfire. Can Asteria get through it? Now it commences. Shrey with an entry. They get onto site. They know where one is, but Dumpling lines them up. Doesn't have enough bullets for the last one. And now it's Dumpling and Casper. Could be the timing. Has to force her out of position here. Dumpling doesn't want to bite. Won't bite on that fake. And it's a little bit of an awkward dance here, as once again, they will be trying to jiggle around this corner, and it is gonna be Casper to secure that map point up against Asteria.
Yeah, that was extremely well played by Casper, dancing around the boxes, getting the jump. I think she had no business winning there. Like, she was a bullet away from dying, and she just secures her round still. The quick trigger, the Spectre fire rate, Dumpling just couldn't get anything out. No, Muffin Loop's almost at 30 at this point.
Muffin Loop is like...
It's disgusting.
I don't like what I like about what Muffin Loop is doing is that how dynamic she's playing that operator. You never really see her on just one site. She's either going for an aggressive peek towards Garage where she gets like a collateral. She goes for that peek towards A, and now she's working that B angle. And this just affords Asteria just so much room to be creative with how they approach their defense. And just being a dynamic operator like that is keeping Lightality like on their toes.
You should run.
Yeah, Lightality just really can't buy a few rounds together, but they do have the lockdown right now, so that's going to buy them a little bit of space to get the spike down.
Spike planted.
Spike does go down. 5v5 retake. Lockdown is available. Dumpling does manage to find one onto Britzy. Still a 4v5. We'll try to get back onto site after going for that aggressive peek towards Heaven. Be a lockdown as well. Will be deployed as well by the defenders. Hearth is looking for more. Looking to deny it though, but will get shot from the back. Can't destroy the lockdown. Looking to go for it, but instead it's gonna be the other way around. The Cosmic Divide. Plus that, I don't think they heard it. I don't think they heard it. She
it's
can
done.
stick it. This is GG, just off the back of a Cosmic Divide that they had no idea they were already diffusing. And Asteria cleanly. People telling us GG. We predicted it wrong, but hey, look at the facts. 13-6.
What? This is absolutely
And
insane.
you know, Key, it's like sometimes we know what we're talking about, bro.
Yeah, and look at Muffin Loop, by the way. Muffin Loop, 9 first
29.
bloods. She's
29.
opening the kills for our team and still gets 29 kills. I'm sad she didn't get a big 3-0 though. I wanted a 30 bomb here, but you know, she played absolutely insane, especially in the second half. Started off the pistol round with a 4K, and then that ace into a collateral right after that. She's just playing out of her mind right now, and no one's even broken 20.
She is so far above of everybody else right now. Look at the combat score, 409.
Yep.
Person next to her is Ilema with 259.
Yeah, it's not even
And
close.
9 first bloods. Nine first bloods in a professional game.
That's more than the entire Lightality lineup
Combined.
combined.
Oh,
This is
here.
yeah, this is Lightality Estelle's map pick. So if you're Asteria, you're feeling really good here. I mean,
You
we talked
yeah.
about Shrey.
Uh-huh.
Shrey didn't. It's not that she wasn't showing up. She was hitting her shots. It's not like she played a bad game. But you can't find any kills if they're all dead.
I mean, if I'm sure, I'm just like, all right, Muffin Loop, you do your thing, all
Yeah.
right. You do. I support you, and that's all she needed to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely great map right here. We do have to take a little bit of a breather, a break, if you will. I'm Illustrato. This is Key. We're your caster here today, and we're going to be continuing with the series right after this. So don't touch that browser. Valorant Game Changers will return. There you go. Sorry, a little bit. I was muted. But, Muffin Loop looked nothing, the furthest thing from half-baked in that one. Absolutely a masterclass of a performance on that jet. Aggressive every single round and never was punished for it, whether it was starting out on the operator and even when it came down to the 1v5, it just seemed like it was the highlight reel show for Muffin Loop. Every single time the camera was on her, she was like finding triple kills, quad kills, an ace and then a collab. It was just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think we were still talking about the ace. We were still hyped up about that 1v3 clutch from Muffin Loop, and then she gets a collateral mid-sentence. It's absolutely insane. And, Asteria, it feels like they're a very confidence-based team because once they get off to a good start, they get going. Like, they just keep going, and there's no stopping the train. And there was no stopping the train that was Muffin Loop in that game. And for Lightality Estelle, what do you think they can bring back in this next few maps? Because this is going to be Asteria's map next.
Yeah, okay, so Asteria on this one, I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. I just don't see any outs unless it's the best game of their lives. I thought it could have gone to a 5-game series, but when you have Muffin Loop playing above and beyond like this, there's literally no answer for it. Like, the best you could hope to do is sort of like contain, and there were attempts at containing her.
Yep.
Like, trying to passively peek that A main angle, find the operator, get intel first, but somehow every single time Muffin Loop catches them off guard and gets the first pick in the round regardless.
Yeah, they tried various things to try and pincer her, but you said it during the match. She was too dynamic with the operator. Like, she was never in the same spot every single time. She moved so fast, even mid-round, that they just couldn't flush her out, and they couldn't shut her down. And we look at the next map, Split coming in next. A lot of teams don't like Split in FSL, and Asteria love it. I think the only two teams that pick Split early are Asteria and AE Celeste. And when you pick Split, you're typically ready for it because you just know what you have to do. Because if you're picking Split, you're going to be starting an attack for the most part. Most teams will elect to choose to start on defense.
So Split is actually a map for me that like you only pick it if you know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah.
And obviously, Asteria is a team that's very well within that realm. So for me, Asteria, they have compositions for this particularly.
Yeah.
They have strats dedicated on this map. They have a great feel of it. And one of the reasons why they're so good on it is because they're able to bounce off of each other so much easier. It's just like later on when you look into the game, once especially on the defensive side of Asteria, once you take a look at the defensive side of Asteria, you will notice that their zoning is almost always flawless. They know how far away that they need to be from each other to make effective trades. They know how they know their spacing really, really well. This is something that they have ran drills upon drills upon drills on just to get it perfectly every single time. And you're going to see it like a little bit later on. Breaking that down, especially if you're not ready with set strats for it, might be the case for Lightality Estelle. It's impossible. Impossible on Split.
I think you absolutely hit the nail on the head here. It's just you could see how they play with each other, right? They sometimes it's a double peek through an angle just to try to get one pick off, even from the defending side, and then immediately retreating just to win the numbers game. Slowly doing that, or maybe double utility usage, making use of the KO plus the Sky, which they love running on split, by the way. One flash into someone peeking in back into safety, they normally typically get at least one pick, and it's absolutely crazy how much they've improved since open 6. And I just think that their utility usage is miles ahead of Lightality is still right now. Lightality is still, you could see that some of them just get picked off without any punish. There were no trades, like you mentioned about Shrey getting into the site, no punish at all. She's able to get 2 because there's no one trading.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get those trades in, especially with a team that's coordinated and, ready for backup. As Asteria, they know when to toss that utility back. They know when to force you back and to play crossfires to swing out. There's very few teams in not only in FSL but in Southeast Asia who can deal with how Asteria play like this. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more of a competitive game here. But if you're gonna give me a prediction, Key, I honestly think this is gonna be a quick one. I would say 13-6-5 for Asteria.
It's gonna be really difficult. Plus, whenever we saw split, we'd always talk about this. We wanted hard flashes from the teams. Like we've seen some teams attempt to run split without a Sky, without a KO. Sometimes we just see only the Reyna, probably their only flash, and possibly plus the Omen. Those are just near sights. Split is so small that near sights can give you a false sense of security. Like they're actually really near, and they don't really get flashed. They might not hear you, but they can see you. They can still hit your head. And for them to run KO plus Sky here, they really know what they're doing, because those two agents, to run those in competitive, you have to have set strats. You have to have set timings. The window in which the flash pops and then you having to go in is really small, and they need to be really ready for that. And Lightality Estelle, I think they'll be seeing the light in this map.
Well, let's go ahead and dive straight into it. I think we're going to map agent selection, see who picks up this map. Will it be a 2-0? And looking like you're correct on this one. Yeah, I honestly think that the KO is fantastic on split. The breach this is probably the only map right now I think that the breach is actually viable.
Yep.
But yeah, like you called it, dude. It's gonna be the combination of the Sky and the KO. So double initiator on one side, and on the other, it is going to be the double sentinel.
Yeah, and the breach, I haven't really seen Lightality Estelle on split, so it's really hard to say if it's going to be as effective as it might sound. But breach is I would say, easier of the flash initiators to use. Because using the Sky and the KO require a little bit of coordination. The Sky especially, right? Like when you're using the Hawk and flashing a specific angle, your teammates need to know where you're flashing. And here's the divide. You see it in the agent select already. There's the Cosmic Divide was the one that ended the previous map, and we see a very big divide in how these two teams are actually drafting their agents.
One thing that's really good on breach is that breach can actually destroy the lockdowns that come in. Yeah, with the skills, and unfortunately, obviously, there's no Killjoy lockdown on the other side for this one. But that's one more reason why you can pick the breach on the split, because of how easy it is for you. Like let's say you're holding site as breach, either site actually, you can easily destroy the lockdown of Killjoy just with one skill.
With the aftershock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually true. I mean, since they improved that skill, it's been it's decent, but Sky is just the superior initiator, because breach does not give you any information. Like let's compare the initiators, right? Sova doesn't have a flash, but gives you the most information. On the other spectrum of that, it's breach, who has the flashes but does not give you any confirmation of information. In the middle, you have Sky and KO, who have tools to flash and give you some information, so they can tell when someone is there with the suppression blade or with a Hawk, or even with the dog. Like they can actually just check corners, and that's extremely important for split.
I think it would actually really benefit breach if they gave him that like blinded, kind of like that as well.
Yeah,
I think that would help them out in the long run. But pistol round now starting. Ilema holding up here towards that ropes position, all the way here towards vent. It's going to be a mid take right now that what we're seeing from Asteria. They want to at least break the wall before they do anything else. They have one lurker. And this is massive. Casper could catch Lucille, and in fact, Lucille does get caught off completely. Now that's the Sentinel gone from A. A site completely open for the taking. They have managed to rotate one now. That's going to be the Raze, but still, the Sentinel gone on A, that site's very much easily taken.
Yeah, it's gonna be a quick trade for that, and let's see if they can actually get more here. Ilemma is there, and Dumpling is there for the trade as well. Too much damage coming in, but they should be able to get the spike down here. There is a lurk coming in as well from Asteria.
I think it was a big misplay to go Heaven. Actually, I think they should have just went site. Now that the Sentinel was gone, they should have hit it immediately. But it's gonna be the quick retake already. Casper up from Heaven is able to get one. Sorry, down from Hell rather. Casper found 3. Casper looking for 4. Quick flick turnaround. What was that from Ilemma? Doesn't matter in the end because Casper has managed to find a 4K on the pistol.
But Casper is one of those. You only have players that aren't that flashy all the time, but then when it comes to clutch moments, they just seem to shine. I feel like I keep seeing Casper in a clutch situation and immediately just securing the round for Asteria. It reminds me of Kfredidi. Remember Kfredidi with the clutch all the time?
Oh yeah.
She gives me the same vibes.
Or for me, it's like Super Bus, if you ask me.
Oh yeah,
like,
Super Bus.
Just with the defensive holds on the Astra, just so clean. But towards B they go, no hesitation this time. Asteria looking to hold. Oh, gravity well, perfectly placed, not enough, not close. Not with a shorty in hand right there. Dumpling looking to get closer as well. Flash comes through, not going to be blinding anyone. Dumpling will check the corner, will get checked rather in the corner by Muffin Loop as Muffin finds a double. And Hearth desperately trying to get close enough to make that shorty effective, just not going to happen. The Classic might have been better in that situation, but it is what it is. 2v5, fully blinded, and that's all he gets. Lucille gets a right-click kill, but in the end, it matters very little, and honestly, Lucille with 22 HP, I don't think she can even get another kill here.
Yeah, and it's pretty clean round, I'd say. I mean, bit of a greedy push from Muffin Loop there, but she still got a triple kill there, and they still keep 4 guns. I think Asteria, you can see, they're ready for these executes. They know when to play fast. They know how to get into the site. They know how to play the post plans on split. And I think that for this round number 3, we're gonna see them play slow again. They like doing this where they change the tempo so that you just keep guessing.
Right. One reason why Muffin Loop really wants to play aggressive on that Sky is because, you know, obviously she wants to have that ultimate up as soon as possible. They did nerf it a little bit. It's a little bit more expensive now, but that just even makes you want to go and play a little bit more aggressive because the changes to Sky have been, it's not actually that bad. Like, you can play aggressive Sky, you can pop flash behind yourself, you can do a bunch of things here, but nice gravity well, perfectly placed right there to catch off the member of Asteria. Swing out from Ilemma, just unable to find another one, but they will be flushing them out right around this corner. They have to try. They will be spraying down through it. The slow orb to follow up, but no kills to be found. Only the one that Nano Swarm gets with Lucille's skills. And Asteria, they're just getting forced back. As all of the utility just forces them all the way back towards their own spawn.
Yeah, that was great utility usage. The combination of the breach plus the killjoy. They were able to flush them out. They even got a kill off of the Nano Swarm, but Muffin Loop is gonna get 1 kill here. And this is where it starts to get dicey, right? It's still a 3v4. They might not have superior guns here, but they can start picking up your guns. And Muffin Loop with a Phantom is going to be pretty lethal. Yeah, let's see if they can actually get into this side. They're trying hard, but here's the breach discouraging that. But Shrey gets the headshot onto Ilemma. Muffin Loop down to 21 HP. They're going to go down to ropes right now, but are they ready for Lucille? Lucille gets Shrey, but they're still 2 alive. They can get Lucille if they can.
Oh my
they might
God.
be able to get the plan, but Lucille gets Muffin Loop. And Casper takes her down though. She can still get a Phantom. 1v2 again. Casper in a clutch situation, but still only 69 HP left remaining. She gets pulled in, does not get a kill onto Villarino, who shuts her down. And Lightality Estelle escape with 2 players left alive. But you know, we talked about this over and over again. In a buy round, you want to keep as many guns as you can, because you're going.
And Lightality Estelle, they've never done it.
They've never done it. Look, there's a Bucky right now in Dumpling and 2 Spectres.
In this entire series, I don't think I've seen a clean anti-eco or a clean anti-bonus round from Lightality Estelle.
Not at
And every single time they lose too many players, and it just shows how, first of all, how good Asteria's strats are in terms of making things expensive. That run towards ropes, it's not to win the round. It's to catch people off guard and to get their guns, and it works perfectly.
Yeah, and getting 3 is just really expensive because typically when you go into round number 4, you'd expect to be even on guns, right? But you know, you lose a few players and it starts to not be even at all. It's not even close to even right now because there's only 2 rifles on the side of Lightality Estelle, even though they won the previous round.
A Bucky.
A Bucky. A
They have a
nerfed
Bucky.
Bucky,
I mean-
by the way. This isn't the Bucky of old, right?
Like not a Bucky like you can use it on a full buy round and it will still be fine. This is a different Bucky entirely. and
Yeah.
I mean, I would actually have preferred a Judge if you could have afforded it because the Judges are still good. I mean, obviously Bunny makes it work, so.
Yeah, completely agree, but Ilema picks off Mao 16k with the Spectre. Really unexpected there, but Casper is there to punish the greedy Breach, trying to go for that gun. I think that was a bit too greedy. They haven't cleared any corner at all, and she just ran straight for the gun. Bit too tunnel vision, if you ask me.
Yeah. Hearth does get a pickup though, so it is a 3v3 right now. They do have the lockdown, so they would probably
30
try to play
seconds left.
retake on towards this site.
Too easy.
Totally viable. But even more viable, now that BL has managed to find a pickup, they cannot find where he is. She is, excuse me. BL, gravity well, perfectly timed. We'll try to swing on the top of it, gives up her position, but it doesn't matter. It's bought a lot of time for that rotation to come in. There still is a lurk play coming
10
in right
seconds
here,
left.
all the way from mid. But there is no time for that to come in, especially
Player
with that
standing.
pain shell to slow down the pace. Spike
down,
has been
B.
dropped, and there's just no more time. Absolutely none. Shrey has to run away. And it's perfectly played by Lightality still on a lesser buy.
Yeah, that was completely unexpected, and actually a pleasant surprise. They needed to commit the lockdown, though. They really wanted to string 2 rounds together, and we talked about this, right? When will they string 2 rounds together? And couldn't have come at a better time, right? This is Asteria's map pick, and when you start stringing the rounds together, this is where you can finally build your economy. Now we're actually seeing 5 rifles from them, and if they can keep this up, they can give Asteria a run for their money.
You know, Split has been more and more attacking sided as I think the game progresses. Not so much maybe in the EU region, but at the very least in SEA, we were seeing. Actually, you know what? The last time I did VCT SEA, all of the Split maps were attacking sided wins. So this might be sort of a continuation of that here, as Lightality is still, they have managed to find a couple of rounds that are very much definitive and good indicators of success, I think. However, it's all gonna matter onto this one because Lucille does manage to find that pickoff onto Shrey right there. That's the lurker yet again gone. The Viper, the controller out of the pitch.
Oh,
Hearth is able to mow them down as well. So Lightality Estelle, they are having a really good read up against Asteria right now. They get onto site, sure. Can they find the kills? Doesn't look like it, Asteria, but BL, she definitely does. And finally, I think after so long, they finally managed to get a clean anti-eco.
yeah, this is what I mean. They're finally, I mean, this is probably the first time we've seen them have enough to have 5 guns right now and have enough to buy the next round should they lose this round. This is actually really interesting because even though 13-6 doesn't seem like a stomp, right? I mean, it's pretty one-sided, but you
Right.
typically when you see the score, it's not really a
Heading
stomp,
to
but
the
it
above.
felt like a stomp in Haven because Lightality is still never were able to buy 2 rounds in a row.
It does feel like a different game entirely. This is a good sign for Lightality Estelle, but Asteria, they are struggling on this attacking side though, and I do feel like it has to be a little bit, it has to do a little bit with the decisiveness of it. They haven't really gotten a good feel of Lightality Estelle's defense, and so they're sort of bouncing back and forth between sides, trying to figure out what really works, rather than finding not much success in any side. But once they sniff them out, Asteria is one of those teams that are really good at learning how to adjust in the middle of the game. I wouldn't be surprised to see Asteria start stringing rounds together back and forth, like completely, maybe 3 or 4 rounds in a row later on in the half. Once they figure out how to approach this defensive side, this attacking side, excuse me.
Yeah, they're definitely checking. Look at them. They're playing really slow right now. They're trying to study the defenses of Lightality Estelle before fully committing because they've been punished multiple times for just being too aggressive. But Hearth, quick on the trigger, gets immediately traded by Shrey. And that's some uwu power right there. Straight headshot onto the Raze. Now it's down to a 4v4. Trying to get into A side, but they might just change directions here. Alright, they're going to instead. That's going to be a full commit.
Yeah.
They know where the Killjoy is. Possibly they check the corner, but Casper does not get the shot off. There's the ultimate coming out, discouraging Asteria from getting more kills. Ilema gets a kill as well. Uses the flashes to her advantage.
Beautiful.
Very great play by this Breach, and Lucille is going to finish it off. And that's exactly why Breach is great on Split. That ultimate covers the whole site.
Absolutely perfect usage of it. Even though it knocks up her teammate, fine. So be it. I'll be
Make
there
sure
to
you
swing
cover
out.
her.
Yeah, I'll knock you up, but at the same time, I've got you covered. Wait.
Wait.
That sounds like something else entirely. But yeah, if you ult your teammate, you better be responsible for it. And damn sure Ilema was ready for it.
That's for sure. And Hearth with the operator here right now. Asteria need to save yet again. Oh, there's the op shot. Missing because great jiggle peek, great intuition there from Asteria. Like, probably feeling there might be an operator there. Not sure how much they can get from this eco round, but they want to make it expensive. Yeah, so right now, Ilema gets flashed. Muffin Loop gets a headshot onto Dumpling though. That's a quick trade. Gets another one onto Ilema thanks to the paint shots, but Hearth actually gets Casper. It's down to 3v3, but there are guns now on Asteria's side, so this is going to be a bit scary, but Villarito takes Stray down. There's 2 guns on Asteria right now, so it's still going to be scary if they can get the kills here. Hearth still has the operator though. Gets Meow 16k. It's now down to Muffin Loop, who has been on a tear the previous map, but can't seem to get going that much here on this next map. There's still a Phantom in her hands though, so she doesn't have Spike. I think that's the biggest problem here right now. And I think if she can isolate these kills 1v1v1 instead of having to peek 2 at the same time, I think she can get this. But Hearth is quick on the trigger right now. I think Hearth especially, she was playing the Jet in the previous map. I think she's been playing extremely well. That operator is deadly in her hands, and they need to be ready to take that away from her. And great timeout here by Asteria. I think that not many teams in FSL have actually used a timeout early enough. I feel like all teams tend to use the timeout when it's a bit too late. Right now, Asteria, they're probably talking to each other. They're probably trying to see how they can change the pace, because right now, Lightality Estelle feel like they're in control of the game. And Asteria, we'll see if they can find something to break the defenses here. Hello, welcome back.
But I think we're all good now. Timeout. This is a tactical timeout, guys, and so
Yes.
they're going to be taking a little bit of a breather, trying to think what's going wrong here, because Asteria, they are just not putting the pieces together. They are struggling to address the defensive side of Lightality Estelle, which is somehow looking at the moment vibrant and very much responsive. Currently, it's looking like they have all the bases covered. When somebody's in trouble, there comes the flashback, and there comes the flash, there comes the ultimate right there from Ilema. You know, every single time that there's someone in need of help, the response is ready, and they're not afraid to leave someone on site all alone to defend it, like Biel earlier on has been enough to slow down the pace. They know that Asteria actually likes to go for those late lurks as well, and so they've been watching out for it. So it's a fantastic showing right now from Lightality.
Yeah, and Asteria, I think I was mentioning that other teams seem to call a timeout too late. They tend to typically wait until it's a bit too late to call a timeout. And Asteria, I feel like this is a great time to call a timeout, right? They tried to go for they now have the buys basically, and now they can go for a reversal here, a change in pace. And Asteria still struggling to get into the side here, now trying to go for a 5-man rush onto B.
Oh.
The showstopper, good for a kill onto Ilema. Now counter showstopper does kill Stray as well, and that Viper Spit is gonna go down as fast as it came up. Meow 16k with the judge though, gets the kill. It's now down to a 3v3. Villarino gets Britzy, and I'm not sure if they can plant a spike at this point, but Casper is gonna open things up for Asteria. 3v2 right now, and Lightality Estelle, they're a bit choked out right now.
They are. They do get the spike down here, Asteria, but Lightality Estelle, it didn't really go their way. I thought once that the showstopper came in to deny the Viper Spit, that could have been the round, but a shot like that from Hearth bring them back here. Meow is able to pull it back with a judge in tow. 2v2 still, retake with the off, not the easiest thing in the world, and so they're gonna have to try really hard, and she's gonna have to dig really deep. Could elect to go ahead and try for the save, but they've got money, and they've got money to lose, so they're gonna go ahead and try for now, as time is ticking away here. They're just gonna try to get closer and closer, but Harth decides it's not worth it at this point. Turns around, turns tail, backs off, and just decides to save the op itself.
And I think Meow probably switched to rifle there to get. Oh, made it out a bit too late for that. Unfortunately, doesn't save the rifle nor the judge. So it's gonna be one rifle saved for Asteria, but at least they got the round. That timeout, I think, I'd say it's pretty effective. And right now, Asteria, they still can buy 4 out of 5 rifles and a Spectre on Shrey, so I think they're gonna be okay.
Britsy's sitting at 0 and 7 though, so definitely something a little bit amiss. I mean, when we talk about Asteria, Britsy never really sort of the top fragger, never really sort of the insane player that you look at for the kills, but still 0 and 7 at 9 rounds in, it's a little bit concerning now. She has to start hitting her shots, has to start contributing a little bit more. Just try to get on the same level as everybody else, because you know, when one person is lagging behind on split, it's very easily punishable. You find where that player is, you isolate them, and you try to punish them as much as you can.
Yeah, you tend to hunt for those matchups, and if Britzy needs to get going. So she's playing pretty well from a utility standpoint, though. She's using it properly. She's really supporting her team. But Casper and Meow16k say that, hey, we're here to back up your firepower. She does go in first, Britzy. She was the first one down, and Lucille is gonna try to go for Heaven Control here. Muffin Loop just sees that. They're electing to just play on site. Muffin Loop gets taken down by Dumpling, though. Suppression Blade comes out. Lucille evens things out. Now it's down to a 3v3. But Shrey, with the flank, shreds him down with a Spectre. Is able to upgrade the gun. Dumpling can't even find a rest, but Dumpling takes Shrey down. Now should be able to rest. She can even things out here.
Yeah.
The rest onto Lucille.
Could go for this 2v2 right now, but won't check that corner. And up from above. A little bit of a disconnect on that one. Meow still lands a nice double. That's a triple right there. Lightality still showing now signs of weakness after that pause by Asteria.
Yep, that I would say Asteria's pause has been the most effective tactical timeout that I've seen so far. Like they had a plan, they executed it, they were able to reset their mental here. And look at Meow's aim here. I like how Meow's aim is. It's just the first one was crosshair placement. The second one was a small flick, and her aim just looks very, very snappy, and it's such amazing things to see.
Yeah, Meow already did her job just by the fact that Meow got 1. I mean,
Yep.
even if she just got 1 and brought it to a 1v1, that's already massive for her team. So now they're working their way towards this heaven site, Asteria, and they have managed to find some success. Now, can they recreate it once more and force a reset onto the economy of Lightality? Estelle looks like Britzy finally gets her first kill in the game, as she finds that opening onto the Sage. Shrey right there with a follow-up, and Asteria suddenly looking like they're firing on all cylinders here as the spike does go down in a 3v4. The ultimate is available for Lucille. Could actually deploy it. She gets a kill onto Britzy right now, and Muffin Loop, nice adjustment onto Elema, and that is going to be a 2v3 here. No one's committing. Not going to be committing that ultimate just yet. Finally will do so, but it could be too little too late as the HP and the time is running very low.
Yeah, and there's small pockets on the A side still where they can just chill a little bit and stay. And it's all down to Hearth with the operator here. It actually makes it
Oh, she's
even
detained.
1-on-1 right now. Yeah, she's detained too. So I don't know if Hearth... I don't think she has the time to go for the defuse here, but she's at least going to get the kill.
I think she does. Oh, if she went for the defuse instead,
Yep.
she might have won the round.
Yep.
Oh, dude. Oh, man, she spent too long. I think she would have had the round if she went straight for the defuse.
Yeah,
'Cause-
the chain is enough. More than enough.
Oh, man. An amazing play by Hearth, excuse me, but just a little bit of the wrong decision at the end. Can't blame her for it. She had to make a choice, but still.
Off the top of your head, do you actually know how long the lockdown holds you for?
Yeah, lockdown,
The detain-
killjoy, duration. I know it. I know
Is
it.
it?
It's,
Is it an
yeah,
8
it's
second?
8 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly enough for a defuse.
Yeah.
Casper creeping up here. Hearth still with an
and
operator.
how far was Hearth? Right. I mean, how far was
Really far.
Meow? How far was Meow? Meow was all the way buried, and if she went straight for the defuse, that would have been a defuse.
Exactly.
Even if she was right beside her on site, actually, that would have been a defuse.
That is true because she landed as soon as the lockdown hit and the detain came out. And Casper might be able to sneak up to Hearth here. She probably didn't see her creep up. Villarino gets Shrey though. Casper here finally punishing Hearth, but now it's down to 2v for Muffin Loop. Makes things a bit easier for them. 2v3 right now. There's the sun coming out from the bridge, but Muffin Loop is already in heaven. And now the spike is gonna be on site. They're gonna get the plant. A little bit of a fake first, trying to clear corners here. The flash coming out. They know that there's people in heaven. Muffin Loop in the exact same spot that Meow 16k was in. Casper is actually creeping up to A. Muffin Loop is good for 1. Now it's down to a 2v2. Oh, they're in for a
30
loop
seconds
here. It's all the way onto A. Asteria, the masters of debating. And now the spike is actually going down
Spike
on A, and
planted.
they have no idea. They have to move right now, but they might just get punished.
Yeah, the Cosmic Divide. What are they going to do with it? They can deploy it there. It can actually really help them on this retake right now. Dumpling, alongside her teammate, BL, they're going to try to get close. And that should be the Cosmic Divide already deployed here as they work their way onto the side. They're going to soon find out that there's nobody on the actual site itself. So the spike might actually be diffusable, but Casper looking to deny map control like this is looking very, very difficult as Asteria wipe it up, and yet again, they get another round in a row. So many in a row right now that, like you said, man, that tactical pause was everything.
Last round.
Yeah,
in
but
the
you
half.
mentioned also that they look like they're about to string a few rounds in a row, and they did. They were down 5-2. And now they're 5-6. They're suddenly in the upper hand after one tactical timeout. And look at Lightality. Look at their economy. 4 Spectres and Hearth with that Phantom can't even buy full armor. It's just... It looks to be a 7-5 half for Asteria off of a single timeout.
Yeah, just, allowing a team to breathe is already massive. I mean, just the fact... There are sometimes, as a team, when, like, if I'm coaching a team, I'm just telling them, hey, you use this timeout, don't even talk. You just breathe. Just play your game. And more often than not, it's enough. Simply because a lot of it is the game, the pressure. It takes you out of this mentality where it takes you out of the zone. And it's just so important to be able to get back into the zone, just to take those 30 seconds to just recenter yourself.
You are divided.
Sometimes you really put yourself in the mental hole, right? Like you keep trying to find the frags, you try too hard to find the frags that you forget how to play. And you forget your foundations, basically. And now I think looking at Asteria, their confidence is back, and here is might be another bait play yet again. There's people on A, and now they actually think that Asteria are baiting an A play.
It's a double fake, and it's beautifully so. There's only 2 players, however, on the site. Oh, sorry, excuse me, 3, and they will have to survive. That's the Seekers coming out. I don't think it's going to be close enough to land on anybody, but it's going to at least allow information for that Sky to be able to get information that nobody's there and it's completely clear. Cosmic Divide is also going to be used up as well, just to help them along a little bit more. Casper does get the kill onto Lucille. Now in the Viper Spit they go. Can they find the kills necessary? Looks like Shrey is going to be shredding things up onto Hearth here. That's going to be a trade up. Casper goes down, but the decay is coming in. The lineup doesn't work, actually. It doesn't win. It doesn't work out in their favor. But it doesn't matter because Shrey just absolutely destroys them, and they end up winning so many rounds in a row. They managed to find a 7-5.
Yeah, that's 5 rounds in a row. Like Lightality Estelle also got 5 rounds in a row of their own, but then a timeout was called, and then they put a stop to that. And I can see Hearth starting to lose that confidence that she had in their 5-round streak. You could see the way they play. They start becoming less aggressive, Even though it's just a little bit, you start becoming less aggressive. You start becoming less confident. You start just being a little bit afraid. And that mental difference, that mental edge, can just be what Asteria needed.
Yeah, that little tiny difference is actually a lot. I mean, there's a lot of rounds where a moment's hesitation will actually cost you. And obviously I've seen this firsthand where, like, if you hesitate 1 second, that's enough for someone to throw out a piece of utility, someone to make a rotation. And it could be the difference between winning a round or not. And we're seeing a lot of hesitation now from the side of Lightality Estelle. It feels like they've been read quite a lot by Asteria. But now the ball is in their court because they are on the attacking side. It is their time to make the plays, make their moves if they can. But look at this aggressive B main push. Casper, Ritzy, they get B main control completely. They know a hit's coming from heaven. They decide to push towards B main. They win the fight. They get the spike.
Yeah, it's a really smart play. And look at Casper with another headshot yet again on Hearth. And this spike is stuck there. Villarino is gonna get Meow 16k, who wasn't watching her back, but now there's two other players in heaven. Muffin Loop is good for the trade. Villarino has to take Muffin Loop down. There's a flash coming out,
Oh
caught
my
with her
God.
hog out, but Muffin Loop, Britzy is actually gonna get the kill her second already.
How is he alive? There's just no way after getting gravity weld like that.
And she was holding her flash too.
Exactly. They're just how? But she somehow survives. All right.
That's completely illegal, but you know that's a tilter if I've ever seen one. And I'm just gonna say it's really smart of Asteria to push forward, like you mentioned. That's a mid-round adjustment right there. They're pushing heaven. Let's push main and punish them. They take the kill, they get the spike, and immediately secures the round for Asteria. That's a mid-round quick snap decision, no hesitation right there, because if they just hesitated ever so slightly, they could have gotten picked off from heaven already. They could have gotten pincered. And look, 5 agents suppressed with 1 suppression blade there. They know where Lightality are coming from.
And they're just gonna throw everything there. They know, but there's nothing they can do about it. There's just no map control. They have no idea that Asteria's even worked their way past towards their spawn. Actually, they're just gonna leave that sky there to wait it out. Casper perfectly wait in this corner. They're not even gonna check her. She's just gonna mow down 2 of them right now easily.
Oh.
Oh. Okay, fade away. That's cool.
Fade
Yeah.
away, classic right click spray. Finished her off. That's a classic if I've ever seen one. But
Oh,
there's
I like this
special
angle by Sheree. She goes into the position her team last died in, so they're probably not going to check it. And it actually works. Nets him a kill. And Dumpling's the only one left standing here with... I mean, sure, she's healing up, but still, they know exactly where she is. And they spotted her, right?
Yeah, they definitely know she's there. Wall bang. Straight to the head of Dumpling. Nothing she could do there. I think she just expected... Maybe was hoping that hopefully no one checks my corner here.
Yeah.
But like you mentioned, Shrey tucking herself into the exact same corner that Casper was in. A lot of people tend to not check their corners twice. And I think that's an extremely smart move. And I'd really like to point this out. Again, Asteria are playing with a purpose. Every single move they're making has a purpose behind it, and they're playing extremely deliberately to the point that Lightality Estelle, they can't find any openings.
Yeah. I think case in point of that would have been that response towards that B Heaven. Like, they have 2 players on B site, and they know they're vulnerable from Heaven. Instead, they give up the vulnerability, and then they push towards B main, and they turn it into an advantage, even getting the spike. So Asteria, again, playing, as you said, cerebrally, and just very decisively knowing what to do and with purpose. Now, they're holding on to that site. Muffin Loop only has 26 HP. Won't be able to do anything with it. Somehow they've still found a 3v3, and this is still already an expensive round. Spike has been collected, but Britzy will punish her for that collection, actually. 3v2 now as Asteria once more. If Asteria wins this round, I'm calling pretty much GG on this
It's done.
game.
Right? Like this is their bonus round, and they're at a man advantage right now. Lightality have to hold this really well. They take one down, but Shrey immediately trades. Villarino is alone, 1v2 post-plant situation, but it's gonna be really difficult as an Astra here. And Casper is just gonna take her down in the Spectre, and that's it. That's what can you do now?
That's a bonus round. Yeah, that was their buy round. It's a bonus round. We're most likely going to be seeing an 11-5. Look at that. They're broke. They're going to have to... I think they might force on top of this.
Yeah, Lightality, no, they thought about it, but I guess you can't really... Like, they're probably thinking, you know, even if you force this, can we actually win with pistols?
I think the smart call would be to not buy and really just, you know, bite the bullet on this one. Take the round. Get to 11-6.
Yep. I agree.
Like,
I mean,
again, this is not their map pick, so this is probably I mean, this is an expected result, you know. What was the score line I predicted at the start? 13-6?
13-6, yeah. It looks like it's gonna be that, really.
Yeah, I might not even get that to that.
Might
point.
not even get to the 6th, yeah, I agree. Like, Meow 16k, she plays an aggressive position, but with a judge this time. She knows that, you know, if I die here, I'm only giving up a judge. And if she peaks at an opportune moment here, I think she can just catch Lightality out. Look, they're trying to go for heaven right now. There's the one way. They're so discouraged from doing anything. There's the kill
dear.
onto Villarino. There's the pinchels coming out as well. Muffin Loop gets Dumpling. And Ilema actually gets one. Trey gets taken down, but there's the judge yet again. Casper takes the seal down as well. They have the spike.
And they're just farming at this point. That's my favorite skin in the game, I think.
Mage Punk.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite skins in the game, I think.
Yeah, I think not many people actually have it. Because of that, I think that I rate it higher just because it's very unique. It's
I
actually really nice.
slept on it. I didn't get it, and I regret it completely. I have a
Check
question.
your
The Balicomb, you can spin it like the normal Balisong, right?
I'm actually not sure.
I actually haven't checked the Yoru comb out very much.
You better check. Night Market also is up,
10
so
seconds left.
might see some Mage Punk stuff in yours. I'm not sure if you checked.
I have not, but I will. But I always get really bad stuff.
Oh,
in the
no!
night market.
Who's got this?
Oh, dear.
Wait, what? She just peeks at the right time. Oh no, Hearth was reloading.
Yeah, she was really. And that's like 300. How many did she get? For an investment of 1,800, she managed to get 3 kills. She racked up what?
600 creds.
600 plus taking away the money of Lightality Estelle.
Yeah.
That shotgun paid for itself and more, I think. And she got a Phantom too.
Overthink it.
Yeah, it's a free upgrade. Yeah, she got 600 and then got a 1.2k on top of that.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, now she gets punished here though.
Okay, a little bit over the top on that one, sure, but it's worth a shot, especially if you're really only on a judge here. Cosmic Divide will be deployed towards the site. Muffin Loop looking to hold. It will
Yeah,
be
I think
crossing any moment now. The gravity wall will slow them down though.
She can probably get a few kills of her own here. 2 headshots. That pop was perfect, but you know the cabbages. She was overly aggressive in that one. She got punished for it. But still down to a 3v3 right now. And now Britzy is gonna take a kill of her own because that Cosmic Divide expired as Dumpling was trying to tuck herself in. And right now Britzy, Suppression Blade, they know where both of them are now. They can storm in like a SWAT team coming in. They're gonna, well, not Trey. Oh, Casper is gonna get both instead. Can still revive her teammate.
They lined up. And so they all lined up actually. All for
Yeah,
Casper.
They all lined up. They all died just so Casper gets a double kill. And Casper almost forgets to res Britzy. Can give the KO ult to KO.
Yeah, they do. They give it to KO just because she used it in that round itself. It was worth it though because like it bought so much time for Casper to come in with a swing from behind.
Yeah, that's. Is it gonna be a 13-6 like you predicted?
I'd say it's possible. I'd say it's actually likely here. What is our next map, by the way?
Next map is Ascent.
Oh right, Lightality is good on Ascent, but Asteria is good on like everything.
Yeah, after that it's Icebox, right? And Meow 16k with her own operator. Hearth really has lost steam already. After that timeout, I haven't seen her really perform. Like she was on a tear at some point, right? Like with the operator, it started to look scary.
Oh yeah.
And after that timeout, it's just she kept getting shut down left and right, and you know it shatters your confidence. Valorant is such a confidence game, and when you're not feeling it, you're not getting those kills. It's just game over. And Asteria, 5v3 right now. Shrey even shuts one down in a Muffin Loop is starting to put more nails in the coffin. Oh, that's another one, and it's all down to Dumpling. I don't really see her doing this 1v5, especially with a Spectre. Does get one, still pretty healthy. Oh, gets a second as well. She has the res right now, but she's gonna face Britzy, and she gets executed. 13-5. I mean, you were close. 13-6, 13-5. Asteria really took over this game off of that. Look, that one tactical timeout was when they were down 2-5.
And they won everything after that.
And they won everything after. 11 rounds in a row for Asteria. It's like, sheesh, man. Like, really have no words. There has
Absolutely
been no
insane.
other tactical timeout in FSL that has been this effective.
Yeah, they were down bad, dude. They were down
Yes.
bad.
If there's
And-
any way to describe it, it's really down bad.
And suddenly, Asteria, they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna flip this switch. We're just gonna be like, you know what? We're good now.
Yeah, we're good now.
We're good
And
now."
look, Casper is actually topped it. I mean, for Asteria, everyone, I mean, with a little bit of exception on Britzy, everyone was getting frags left and right, but Casper has always been their top performer whenever they play split. It's really just her map. It's her domain.
I'm not surprised here. I mean, like when we talk about Asteria, the names that we normally mention, Shrey, Muffin Loop, Casper, it seems though Shrey has really taken a little bit of a step back, back from her super fragilicious though, that role. And now she's just sitting back and supporting her team, and she's still doing the job that she needs to do. I think there are some adjustments that they need to get correctly, however, like especially the timing on Shrey's lurks and wherever she's going, because Shrey still gets caught out every now and then. But for the most part, it seems like they have found a little bit of a success on the formula that they have. So, we'll see if they actually can keep it going here. Game number 3 is coming up very, very soon, though. And we're going to take a short break. Again, I'm Illustrado. This is Key. We're your casters here. And once we do return, it could be the clean sweep by Asteria, or we could be going to map number 4. We'll find out shortly. Don't touch that browser. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Valorant Game Changers has returned. I'm Illustrado, your caster here. Alongside me is Key. And we do have game number 3 coming up right now. Game number 2 didn't exactly go the way we imagined it. And, I did. I saw it coming.
You did.
I did. I said 13-6. But now we're going to map number 3, and it's going to be Ascent. Lightality, Estelle, they're very comfortable on this map. But do you think that they have any chance up against a team feeling as hot as Asteria?
Well, I mean, it's definitely not what we hope for in map number 2, but maybe Lightality Estelle can come back on Ascent, because this is their map pick after all. I mean, I'd like to say that hopefully they're ready for that, but they weren't ready for their own map pick in the first map, Haven. Like
Yeah.
typically you pick the map that you feel you're best at. And the fact that they lost on possibly their best map pick, I'm scared, because the thing is, I don't think they can play Bind. That's the reason why it's left for last. Like we were talking about it yesterday, it seems like Bind is the kid that's last picked in gym class, right? Like unfortunately you're the last one. But they weren't ready for Bind. I think Bind would have been a good pick if they knew how to play it, but they don't. And they have an overlap with Asteria's map picks. And unfortunately for them, Asteria can play Ascent as well.
Is that something that you know from experience, Key?
Yes.
Where you picked last
Kinda.
in sports?
Yes. Typically.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
But
okay.
not esports.
I'll pick you first in esports, though.
Yeah, at least I can
Yeah.
play some esports. E-gamer right here. But we'll see if they can play this map, right? Ascent right now, like Asteria is starting on defense, so like we've seen Lightality Estelle, they struggled on both attacking sides, so that's gonna be the biggest problem here. Like with most FSL teams, or many FSL teams rather, they don't have set executes that are effective all the time. They don't have the same mid-round map decision making. Like they can't just switch to a different site and be effective at that. Asteria is effective on that, and Lightality Estelle, they haven't really shown me that, and because of that, I don't know if they can actually win this map.
I actually think the one indicator of now they cut to my face, and now you can see my in and out shirt.
Oh, nice.
I was expecting. I took off my jacket, and now I'm caught off guard here. I'm a little embarrassed, actually. But so one thing that is a good indicator of, I think, how experienced the team is how well they handle the mid rounds.
Yes.
And I think the most effective, obviously, has been Asteria in this entire lower bracket playoff. They just have been phenomenal at the mid-round decision making and the calls. It's just been perfect every single time. I don't see that from Lightality Estelle. They make a lot of mistakes and they make a lot of misreads, and I think they second guess themselves way too much, and it's evident in the playstyle. And honestly, Asteria, they're happy to capitalize on it.
Yeah, you talked about second guessing and how it's evident. You can see it. Decisiveness is what's really key to taking, especially on the attacking side, to taking rounds.
Yeah.
This decisiveness you can see in Asteria. The moment something changes, the moment they get a little bit of information, they just switch sites. They just decide, okay, let's go. They just decide, okay, maybe we go back. But they're decisive. On the other hand, Lightality Estelle, it seems like you're just like, I'm not sure. What do we do next? What do we do next? And it's exactly that. They are not ready. And Asteria, they're ready for anything that Lightality Estelle throw at them.
I think the key difference here is how they approach the map control early round. Like if you notice how Lightality Estelle take map control compared to Asteria, the way Asteria take map control is that they always have room for I'd say contingencies where they can rotate and they have enough presence to actually go to the sites even if they want to. But it seems like when Lightality, they don't really leave themselves open very much for other opportunities. They hard commit onto towards B, and we've seen it in the previous games. Even today in the previous series, they pick a site and that's basically where they go. They very rarely rotate unless they're really forced to rotate. And I think that really bites them in the back because Asteria, they're happy to play the waiting game there. They're happy to play the open game, the default game, and then just snuff out the opponent, sniff them out, find out where they are, and eventually take the round.
Now, one thing you can notice as well, Asteria are very good at playing a 2-2-1 split, right? There's one lurker, and two people take each entrance to a site. And I think Lightality Cell, you mentioned it, like they just full commit maybe 4 people into one side, maybe one lurker at the most, but that one lurker is not enough. You need to split that 2-2-1 so that you can go for the trades and really open things up. And I think that's what's going to be the difference maker here. If Lightality SL can employ that on Ascent, I mean, it also comes down to experience, right? If you've played the map multiple times, you're a lot more confident in making these mid-round decisions. You've been through the motions, you've been through these decisions that you need to make in the map, and that clearly was not available to them in Split. Maybe on Ascent, they're more confident.
I'll pick you first if you play a New World with us.
What?
Come on. This is me and my. I'm trying to get everybody to come on and play New World with us, and but I don't know if it's working right now, because you already are on the beach. There's a lot of beaches.
Oh, I'm on the beach.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, maybe. Yeah. I don't think we'll see Breeze today though.
Yeah,
so that's gonna be unfortunate because I really see Asteria just carrying on the confidence that they have. And let's also say that Lightality Estelle, they've gone through a grueling best of 3 just now against Chilang. And
yeah, you know what, Key, I'm really thinking, I think there's a technical issue happening. I think this is why we're still on our faces.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, maybe not anymore because Agent Select is ready. We are going into the Agent Select, and we're gonna have to see if there's anything spicy coming in here. And I told Kentrell this. The vanilla lineup for FSL is Omen Sova Killjoy plus 2 duelists. And it looks like we're gonna see Omen Sova Killjoy yet again, Hearth on the Jet, and of course Bielorino, yet another duelist on the Phoenix. And
right.
That's just the vanilla lineup for Ascent, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing too special. This is something that they run like literally all the time. And for me, okay, that's interesting. I don't see Muffin.
That is interesting.
That one's interesting. That's a little bit of a curveball.
Question mark. Yeah, I thought if anyone was gonna be Phoenix, it'd be Shrey.
When is the last time I saw Muffin loop on Phoenix? It's gotta have been
been a while.
Open
been
3?
A long while. Probably 4.
Maybe 4. Was it 4?
Yeah. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah. We'll really have to see. I mean, both sides have the Phoenix here, which is interesting because honestly, I'd prefer the Sky here because they've shown they can play the Sky. Especially Muffin Loop herself can play the Sky, but Phoenix, I think it's actually really interesting.
I think Sky is just literally good on every map.
Yep. I mean, I'm not gonna deny that.
There's just Sky is just like god tier, dude. I think when people started figuring out how god tier Sky is, and just needed her everywhere.
Yeah,
Even I
think
Sky
the biggest thing. Oh, you do?
Yeah, I've sort of swapped. I've been switching from Jet to Sky now, and it's honestly my win rate for Jet is actually in my diamond account. Okay? In my diamond account because I'm not iron. In my diamond account, my win rate for Jet is actually like 40%.
Wait, iron?
I'm not. Surprisingly, my win rate for Sky and Omen is like 75%. So I feel I might need to stop playing Jet.
Yeah, maybe you need to get carried. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
but,
probably.
I mean, as a Sky, I mean, if you're playing really well as a Sky or an Omen, you really can affect the game really well. Shrey, Spring, gets
Oh.
sprayed back by Lemma. She didn't even see that coming, but Britzy, with a well-placed shock darts, gets Heart down. But Villarino takes Britzy down as well with her own classic. Casper is still on the site though. They're not gonna expect this. She takes one down. If she gets a second here, it's gonna be dicey. But now it's down to 2v3 Asteria. They do check the corner, but Dumpling survives. Only takes a classic bullet to the head. Muffin Loop needs to top herself up with this Molly right now. It's down to 1v2. This is doable. It is Muffin Loop after all.
That kill onto Shrey was like, if you stare into the abyss, this abyss stares back. That was definitely a staring back moment.
Yeah, and it rightfully so. That was an Omen smoke.
That
right
was
there.
exactly the Omen smoke exactly. And now Muffin Loop, this 1v2 has to deal with 2 bodies and 1 sentry. And I just now they know where she is. She's at 60 HP. There's just no way in hell she gets this.
She needs to get.
Oh, and the run and gun. Oh my god, it hurts. It hurts to see, but
Yeah.
it works. It works. Just full swing out run and gun with a ghost, and okay. I mean, I think it's because they had the call that she was low on HP, and even if she did heal up, she wouldn't have gotten the full.
Yeah, and you know, I think for Asteria, it was just unfortunate for Shrey taking a bullet through the smoke. Though I'd say that she didn't need to shoot through the smoke, but I don't think she expected that they would shoot back fast enough. And one thing to consider as well is that she had a classic. That means tracers do come out, so they know where it's coming from.
Oh yeah.
Now, great recon bolt there. And look, Asteria, they love this. In round number 2, they like stacking on the site. There's actually 5 members of Asteria waiting right now, and it's a trap! Ilema, though, and Hearth, they're gonna take it out. They're not gonna get many kills. Casper takes one down, but they're gonna get cleaned up. That's trap. Has been sprung, but it wasn't effective at all against Lightality Estelle. This is what they need. 4 of them survive.
So I'm getting a message in chat, and they're like, one person in chat's like, I want to see these casters go on a date. Oh my god, they're so cute together. I mean, you're not wrong. We are cute, but do you want to go out?
I have a girlfriend.
Why you gotta drop? Why you gotta throw me under the bus like that, dude?
All right, right now it's gonna be the buy round first tier though, so this is gonna be scary for.
Yeah, way to
Lightality
change the
because-
topic. All right, I'm gonna let that go for now.
for now. And let's see if Meow is gonna let them go here. Look at the pain shells plus the molly here. They're gonna have to run. And Meow 16k takes advantage of the trap at Villarino. Takes Casper down. Dumpling gets a headshot of her own. Do they know that Muffin Loop is here though? They might not check wine. Muffin Loop takes the seal down. Takes Hearth down as well. That molly is gonna come out after a reset. And it is gonna burn Villarino down. That Phoenix, it doesn't heal you if it's from the enemy Phoenix. So Muffin Loop, with that reset from the molly, isolates Dumpling to a 1v3. Spike is on her side as well. Dumpling takes Britzy down though. 1v2 right now. And they know she's in Jenny somewhere.
Yeah, they've got an idea. They can sniff her out. Lightality, Estelle, they would love to win this round. I mean, it's a bonus after all. Who wouldn't? But Shrey's up from above, and they've got 1 and B main. This Spike is unrecoverable. There's no way she wins this, but she needed to have checked that corner. She needed to have checked that corner. But wait, Dumpling. Yeah, she needed to have hard checked that corner in order to win that round. But still, a good endeavor. 3 kills on their bonus round. 4 kills, excuse me. And that just completely went Lightality Estelle's way. You know, honestly, one of their best bonuses so far.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this, right? Lightality is still normally are the ones on the receiving side of this. On the buy round, they lose too many guns. And now it's Asteria, the one that got punished. They were the ones who lost 4. And Lightality is still just the first time I could convincingly say it is a pretty good start from them.
It's a fantastic start, in fact. And it looks like they're actually doing everything that they need. And they're looking much more comfortable. Look at this opening pick very, very early on in the round. That's a challenge right there. Muffin Loop looking okay, little bit of a miss.
Yeah, that flash was not really very good. Alema takes one down. Britzy gets caught with her utility out. Now it's down to a 2v5, and this is where it's actually hurting Asteria because they're on the Spectres. They can't really do that much anymore. There's a Vandal on Muffin Loop though. 0 armor right now, so she's gonna have to go for
Spike
headshots
planted.
on end here. Now it's down to 2v5. Ilemma is there for the hunt. Casper gets tagged, and there's the shock that's coming.
Last
They
player
know the
standing.
angles for this, and Casper gets taken down 1v5 right now for Muffin Loop. But if there's anyone on this server who could do it, she can.
Oh yeah, I mean Muffin Loop is just blessed with the good aims. But with two people, excuse me, now approaching from this angle, they don't check her.
But Ilemma is there for the trade. Muffin Loop, great idea on the swing there, but unfortunately for her, they're ready. Lightality, they look so much better than the previous 2 maps. Like they're, we said playing with a purpose, right? Like playing with a purpose also manifests itself when you're watching the players. They know where to go, they know what to do, they decide right away. In a game like Valorant where everything comes down to milliseconds, that decisiveness is important, and Lightality is still are starting to show signs of that. But there's one thing I'm afraid of though. If Asteria are down yet again and they call a tactical timeout, will we see another timeout of miracles yet again?
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, if any team can come back from a large deficit, Asteria has shown that they are very much capable. Nice shock dart. It's gonna do a little bit of damage. Not as much as I initially thought. I thought she had the lineup absolutely perfectly.
Yeah, I thought they'd all go to half at that point, but it is an eco for them, so Asteria gonna try to look for as many kills as they can. Lucille has an alarm bot there, so she knows that people are coming in, but there's a headshot from Shrey.
Oh, nearly dodges that shock dart.
no!
The
That's
second
not
one!
dodge,
The
the second!
second one fights too! They saw the first one, they didn't see the second.
They probably thought it was a double lineup on one side, and you saw it coming. We probably had 2 seconds of it, like, oh, they're gonna go bye-bye. But Asteria are gonna try to make this expensive. They don't get any more. Now 15k, 16k with 5 HP. Ilemma
Looking for ace.
might get an ace here.
Oh no! Of all the people to die in that one push,
There were 4 people in her sights, and she shoots.
the one who was looking for
Ilemma.
the ace.
Oh, look at the
Tragic.
shock dart here.
Oh, they think they're
run-
safe.
No,
No, wait!
Yeah.
Oh!
that was an amazing double shock dart, though. I mean, it's not a double shock dart in the landing at the same time sense, but Ilemma just knew that, if I shoot 2 shock darts here, I might get some damage done.
Oh yeah. Shock darts are cool.
Yeah. I mean, if you know how to aim them.
Yeah, well, if you're a person who knows like the lineups and like actually goes for lineups, then you probably know what's up, and how to do it. I just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
I know I only know like recon bolt lineups, but the double shock dart lineups, those are like
Those are a bit much.
those are difficult. Yeah.
Like Yellow, using that ultimate to at least get some information, but Asteria are showing signs of life. 3-for-1 right now, and Ilemma is in a dilemma right now as Casper finishes them all off. 3 members remaining for Asteria, and it's starting to look like they woke up from that whatever short nap they had.
Yeah, they do, and they've managed to finally pick up a round here. It's taken a hot minute, but 2-4, it's just 2 rounds that separate. It's not too bad at all. Not anywhere close.
Yeah, and gun situation, Lightality, they can still full buy for just 1 round. But Asteria, if they can string rounds together, that's gonna start streaking for them, right? The confidence that we've seen from Asteria. Like, once they figure something out, it seems like they ride on that wave, and they just, when they feel good, the frags drop. And when the frags drop, they start to feel
The
even
enemies
more
drop.
confident. Yeah, the enemies drop, and there's nothing they can do. But let's see if Lightality can keep this up. Let's see. Let's hope they're not shaken yet, because they've been playing pretty well this first half of the first half.
Some decent info given towards market that there's nobody there, and that's going to signal the B split to already go. Now, it's going to be Hearth to actually line up a double right there. 2 big kills, bring us to a 3v3 right around this corner. Dumpling should have gotten the drop onto Meow, but instead Meow prevails. Casper not ready for the push by Hearth, and that's yet again 3 kills for the duelist. And Hearth stepping up exactly when they need her to. The only 2 players remaining for Asteria are the 2 duelists, but look how far away they actually are coming from. That Hunter's Fury
remaining.
Oh no!
Perfectly placed.
Yeah,
It-
backed into it at the last second.
It was just actually to slow them down from pushing, but to actually find a kill and bring it to a 2v1. Fantastic work from Ilerma, who has just been the bane of Asteria's existence.
Yeah, you know, great Sovas really excel in Ascent. Like, I feel like Ascent is so... Okay, here we go. It's 2-5 again. Is there a script going on? Because it's 2-5 yet again.
And here comes the
Asteria
pause.
call for a timeout. I'm scared.
Look.
If you're Lightality, I'm shaking.
Whatever their coach or IGL is saying during these pauses, I just want to be part of it. I
Yeah.
feel like this is some like life-changing, inspirational talk.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what they say, but I mean, it's coaching can be quite underrated or undervalued by people who've never been coached before.
Yeah.
I feel like, especially sometimes there'll be watchers that say, "What do you need a coach?" or like, "What's his tactical timeout?" or like they don't know how much mentality really plays in this high level of gaming. Like, you know, how sharp you are, how fast your decision making is, or how calm you even are.
If you've ever played in even like a varsity team on any level, you'll know how important having a coach is to yell at you when you're messing up. Even just that is a big factor, just to tell you what you're doing wrong and to motivate you.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot, speaking of the APAC LCQ, just one of the teams like Global, the Indian team, they actually
Global
hired a coach from C9, right?
Oh
Just-
yeah.
Yeah, for the last month that they have before LCQ. So it just goes to show that if you have a good coach, you can do a lot, even with a short span of time.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, it could even be just someone in your team saying, everyone, guys, we just need to chill, or we just need to do this. Like everyone, you can bring everyone back to the same page with one timeout, and sometimes that's all you need. And let's see if they can take it back, because right now Asteria don't actually have the cash to buy, so this is an eco for them even after that timeout.
That's gonna be a good shock dart yet again. Oh my god, Shrey nearly eludes that, and the spray down almost catches her off as well. Shrey gets one right before she drops here. Yeah, that's gonna be yet again another man advantage for Asteria, but it won't be for too long as the trades were very much immediate. Lucille will get that drop onto Muffin Loop. No, Muffin Loop wins it actually. I thought that was Lucille. That had Lucille's duel written all over it, but Muffin Loop prevails and picks up a Phantom.
Definitely was her duel there. She had a better gun. She had a better position. I think she had a timing as well, but I don't think she was ready for that. And Asteria, this looks doable for them. They don't have the weaponry, not that much at least, but they do have the man advantage, and that Hunter's Fury is gonna buy even more time for the rest of the team. And Britzy can find this corner kill. She does find Dumpling as well, and this is where it looks dicey. The guns are on their side. Hearth does take Muffin Loop down though, so it's down to a 3v2. They have to shut down the Jet here.
Oh, denied.
Just absolutely denied there. Was that the showstopper?
Yeah,
Casper
that was.
does get one kill though, and it's gonna look scary for Hearth right now. Not healthy at all, and Casper taps it. They might not expect her coming from the spawn side though, but Casper, sharpest attack, gets Hearth's head. And look, that was it.
What
This
is
a
up with
50.
these
These
timeouts, dude?
What magic do they have?
All right, you know what? Whatever those timeouts are, I literally just want to sit there and be part of it, because I feel like I'll like realize the meaning of life in between those timeouts. Suddenly I'll win a freaking thrifty. I don't know, dude. Like I really gotta give props to these players, because look, a timeout of 30 seconds, it's actually really not a lot. And the fact that you can come up with either a strat or even to just mentally reset within those 30 seconds, that's a tall task. That's a tall task for anyone.
Yeah, the timeouts are so good. We might get some insight on it later in the interview if Asteria do win. And Lucille takes Muffin Loop down though. This is gonna be really dangerous right now. But Meow 16k gets traded 1-for-1. Asteria still not looking very good. That was an aggressive play by them, but it didn't really pan out so well. That was a 2-for-1. But I still think that the rest of Asteria, especially Casper, can come in the clutch here. Going for a B execute right now behind that Owl Drone. Hearth with her Blade Storm.
Well,
Check
nobody's
sight
there.
and it's clear.
It's worth a shot, but nobody's there.
Yeah, that's for sure. And they're getting the plant down. Asteria are gearing up for this post plant, trying to see if they can find anyone who's a little bit out of position or greedy here. There's the shock darts coming at Britzy, takes some damage because she was in her owl drone. I think she took 90 damage there. That was a direct hit from the shock dart. And bounces back onto her Ilemma. Hearth gets a headshot as well from the Blade Storm. Casper gets taken down. And Hearth, yet another headshot onto Shrey. Lightality, Estelle are saying, no, this timeout isn't going to bring you, what, 11 rounds in a row yet again. We're going to shut that down right now.
I love Ilema's lineups. They're so good. How does she get so many shots? I think like
Shock dart kills, like
4 of her kills right now, or 5 of them. A third of her kills are shock dart
around
kills.
around there. She must have done really well in geometry class. Like,
Did you?
because wow,
I did not.
I did pretty well,
Okay.
I'd say.
Okay, fair play.
Oh, I didn't compete in traditional sports. I did mathematics. So
Mathematical sports.
yes, math Olympian.
I
No,
think you mean mathletics.
yes, mathletics. There's an actual class called that. But Casper is gonna try to hold the side here right now, but there's a nano storm coming out. She sprays through, and Ilemma actually gets tagged down a little bit. Britzy with a frenzy here. I tried to go for something, but let's see if she can peek wide yet again and take someone out. There's a recon bolt coming out. Lucille is tucked into this corner. Shock dart coming out as well. Lucille just patiently waiting here, going to punish, wanting to punish Asteria at least when they swing, but Hearth just finishes them off. They don't even know where Lucille is yet. Villarino gets a kill of her own as well, and the rest of Asteria, they're just stuck in spawn.
Last player standing.
1 player left standing, and Casper. Yeah, you have a Vandal, but there's 5 people. Well, 4.
She
Gets 1.
keeps getting those fadeaway kills, you know?
Yeah.
Like, as she's about to die, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna take one with me.
I'm not going down without a fight.
Yeah, but Asteria looking uncharacteristically lost here. I feel like I was expecting a bit more. But we'll see. Right now they do have the operator right now, and you know, Lightality, we talked about their strategies, right? They just like funneling 5 into one side. And right now Asteria don't seem to have an answer for that.
Yeah, not at all. But you know, again, Lightality, Estelle, this is their map pick, and when it's your map pick, most of the time you have a lot of good ideas on the attacking side, which is why I'm really not surprised by this scoreline right now. When it comes to the switch on the defensive side, I really think that's when we're going to see the story of what this map is going to tell us. But I do think it has to come up to at least an 8-4 if Asteria want to win this one. Look at how aggressive BL is though with this ultimate. Doesn't get very far, however, but still enough to clear the site and get the spike actually planted down, though. Muffin Loop with that operator will not find much value off of it for now. And, you know, on Ascent, the operator, I feel like, isn't as good as it is on other maps.
It's
simply
terrible for retakes.
And because of how quickly the sites do go down and fall to the attacking side, actually.
That's very true. I mean, the sides, I feel like Ascent is one of those maps where you really have to play the retake all the time. Casper gets 1 kill onto Ilemma. They're not checking the corners, so but Casper gets another kill for own, but no, it's a massacre. Villarino finishes it off, and that's gonna be 8 rounds for Lightality. Estelle, you said at least 8-4, right? But you know, do you want to go 9-3? You know about the 9-3 curse?
I do, I do, but I was gonna say that the 9-3 curse doesn't always apply, but then we saw it in Berlin, so kind of it's a real thing. For a long time I denied that the 9-3 curse is real. And then I saw it happen before my eyes, time and time again, as I was watching and casting Berlin. It was just like, okay, this is kind of crazy. So maybe.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And look, Hearth with a quick onto Casper couldn't jiggle fast enough. And Asteria really looking lost here. It's the last round of the half. They need to scrape this one last round, and they're already a player down.
1 player, indeed. And up on this very last round, that's massive. A little bit of a quiet game right here for Shrey as she lets them all pass, hoping that somebody walks into her crosshair, but they won't. They simply will just walk past her and take the site itself. And the position of Shrey has just made to be completely ineffective. Retake now beginning 45.
Yeah, I mean, hiding there. Even her alarm bot was already popped. She didn't get anything out of it, and she gets taken down as well by Bielarino, who's on a late A short push. They're gonna have to try and clear out, but Bielarino wastes so much time. Meow couldn't even find her even after peeking out short. And right now it's a 2v5, and Lightality Estelle are looking to control this. Meow 16k does take Bielarino out, but Hearth is there for the trade. It's all down to Britzy, who gets shredded by those knives, and it's a 4k for Hearth. Lightality Estelle with a 9-3 half.
Switching sides.
All right, this is all going to be about the pistol, right? Lightality Estelle, if they win this pistol round, I'd say the game is theirs. It's gonna be a 10-3, potentially 11-3, and you know that's just too tall of a mountain to climb. But if Asteria can take this pistol round, bring us to maybe a 9-5, it's only be a 4-round difference. That's certainly gonna be in the books for a comeback. Very, very much just a possibility that they can actually come back from it.
Yeah, if any of the Asteria players, Muffin Loop, Meow, 16k, or Shrey, if they suddenly go out on a tear, especially on this defense, on this attacking side rather, I think Lightality Estelle can still lose this. I mean, 9-3 curse notwithstanding, we'll really have to see. I mean, Asteria have had great execution. You can see the difference in the way they play as well. When Casper just takes Bielarino down, that's the opening frag right there, and it's pistol rounds. Like, you really need to win these. And Lightality Estelle, they're trying to still hold this A side. No commitment yet from Asteria. The spike is on A. Okay, now they're going in. Meow 16k with her own kill. Now it's down to a 5v3. Muffin Loop gets a kill of her own.
what a
Casper
shot.
with another headshot. This is so filthy right now. They even have a flank still. Lucille,
planted.
it's just looking around. She doesn't know what to do at this point.
There.
One player left, and I really don't think that there's going to be much for Lucille to do. Fun fact. Okay, wait a minute. 2 kills. All right. It was proven to be interesting. 22 HP. Still a miracle if she gets anything else. But yeah. Fun fact, did you know that Lucille is also the name of a favorite, of a famous guitarist's guitar? Jazz guitarist.
Oh,
BB King.
which guitar?
BB King.
Oh, BB King. Oh.
The name of his guitar was Lucille and had written songs about it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see if she can strum a few rounds together this time around, because Asteria look like they're ready for this attacking side. Immediately a bulldog on Muffin. They're not messing around here.
5. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, what the hell?
Player standing.
I look
I
away
blinked.
for 2
Yeah.
seconds and they're all dead.
Bot coming back.
I blinked, and then 3 of them just died. The kill feed just lit up. I mean, that was a page off of Asteria's book. They stacked the side, but they got punished. Same as Asteria did. Oh, Shrey almost misses Lucille there, but pretty clean round from the side of Asteria. And this is where the 9-3 curse makes you question things, right? Does it really work? And it's starting to look like Asteria are...
I'm seeing it, dude.
I'm seeing it as well. Like, you know, there's that impending feeling of impending doom all of a sudden, and then they're like, hey, we're screwed.
I
and
get
then-
that all the time.
Oh, but it looks like Lightality is still trying to feel it. Like, you could see that they were shook by that. Like, they had a pretty good read, but just couldn't execute it. Let's see if they can still keep this up. Let's see if they can win this buy round.
Yeah, well, find out if they can actually pick it up. This buy round is very important, right? Even if they don't, like I said, they have to keep it clean, but it's already too late for that because right
It's already
now
dirty.
it has already been sullied with the death, besmirched with the death of a fallen ally here. But they are looking to make it happen. Come back, okay. Spike might go down. Even if they get a spike plant and 1 kill, that's already enough on the bonus round here.
Yeah, they get a spike down. That's money for attackers. And if they lose more guns here, it's gonna be really scary. Muffin Loop with the bulldog right now. I'm not sure if she should be pushing up here. She gets stealthy. Oh, she was in her ultimate, so Dumpling takes her down. But there's still 3 members alive for Asteria, and Lightality gonna have to be pretty clean on this retake to bring a lot of guns over. There's a smoke popping out. Casper gets one. Good for the second as well, and it's already expensive down to a 2v2 right now. And Britzy with the Spectre Spray, and this is exactly what we were talking about. They need to win this buy round. In fact, they needed to save many guns from this buy round, but instead they lost. I'm at a loss for words right now because I don't know what they can do because look at this Spectre Spray. It's just absolutely filthy here. Casper, as the smoke dissipates, gets one, disengages, gets a second onto Hearth. Dumpling takes Muffin Loop down, but they don't check hell. Britzy with a
This is
double
gonna be
kill
fun.
cleans things up. They get 2 free rifles to the next round. They get the win, and now it's a 9-6. 3 rounds in a row for Asteria right now.
Take flight.
Seems like Lucille, the sheriff here. Not sure what she could do. Shrey is hiding in the smoke right now, but this is exactly the way Asteria play. They 4-1 split the Sentinel, or sometimes Asteria, Shrey on the Viper instead, lurking, looking for those kills, looking for any aggressive rotations, stopping flanks of her own. And Shrey takes Lucille down, doesn't check corners. Hearth with a headshot from the Marshall though takes Casper down, and it looks like Asteria are still gonna find more kills. Bielorino gets taken down. Hearth with yet another headshot, really deadly with that Marshall. Gets pushed back with the pain shells. 3v3 right now. The spike is planted. Ilema is gonna try to kill Shrey. The sheriff shot's not landing for her though. Can't find the head. Britzy is camping here on the short. Dumpling gets a kill onto Shrey, but now it's down to a 2v2. Hearth is pretty low. Not sure if she can find more heads here as Asteria are playing this patiently. They're just hiding. They're just waiting for the rest of Lightality to come in. There's a paranoia coming out. It's good for one. The head is seen. Meow 16k gets caught there. Britzy is gonna have to play this clutch, but Britzy is gonna win still. And this comeback is starting to become a reality.
The curse is not broken. In fact, it lives
Yet.
on. And, dude, what was the half? 9-3, right?
It was 9-3.
That's already 4 rounds in a row that they've picked up. But my question is right now, when does Lightality Estelle start to call a tactical timeout? Because I haven't seen them call a single timeout this entire series.
Yeah, that's actually a wonder. But I was gonna point out the crime against economy here, which is my favorite card. Britzy at 7.8k, and her teammates could have gotten a donation from her. You know, I mean, she got a clutch, all things considered, but
Right?
gotta think about the team's economy here.
A
Well,
lot
let's see
of
if,
big ultimates available here. That's one player gone, however. And man, Muffin Loop is just hitting those opening frags.
Yeah, let's see how many first blood she gets this time around yet again. And it looks like it's going to be a BXQ this time. Something different for Asteria. Lightality still haven't seen them go B really just yet. And there's the lockdown already being committed. They're trying to make their way into the site. Lucille is still stuck in this corner here. Doesn't really want to get out yet because there's no smoke to get her back to safety. Instead, she's going to say, yeah, I don't need safety. I'm going to get a kill. But she gets immediately traded by Shrey. Ilema is really low right now. 20 HP left on the Sova. Paranoia comes out, but no one is in B main already. They're already all on site. So that was just a waste. Muffin Loop is on the flank here as well. Finds the head onto Ilema. Flashes out. Bielorino gets 1 kill, gets 2. Britzy takes something down though. It's all down to Bielorino.
Hunter's Fury to be deployed. Not gonna land on anyone, not even close here.
Oh no!
But the swing out almost. That was almost gonna be it, but it's looking like Asteria is taking us 8-9 here. Yet again, they win another round, and they're one round away from tying things up.
That's a mouse thrower right there. She had the lineup. Muffin Loop was a bullet away. She could have gotten this back for Lightality, but Muffin Loop with a quick headshot. Her aim is just so good. And look, it's 9-8 right now. We were in a 6-round deficit. Everyone talks about the 9-3 curse. And I hope it doesn't come true this time.
I don't know, dude. I think it's already come through. Like the 9th, it's
I
already
think so,
tied
too.
up, dude. Like, look at this. Now 9-8.
The curse protected Muffin Loop there.
It did. like just saved her. Just like
Yeah, one
whole
bullet just went astray, you know, like yeah, this bullet's not gonna hit.
plot armor.
Yeah. See what they can do now. Lightality really can't buy a kill. Meow 16k with a quick headshot onto Dumpling there, seeing defeat immediately gets control over site. The spike is already going in. Muffin Loop using her ultimate to get a little bit more information. This plant is gonna go down, and it's gonna be a retake for Lightality. So 4v5 right now. There's a recon coming out. Britzy is gonna be a victim of Ilemma because of that spot. And right now, I'm not sure what they can do. There's the Cosmic Divide coming out. Ilemma, they're not expecting this. Gets one kill. Gets
three?
the third.
All
Down
right.
to 30 HP though.
The lockdown's coming in, but so is the defuse. Can they stop it? I just don't think so. It's already more than half, and that's gonna be the round. They gotta save these.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah, Muffin Loop gets Ilemma, who is, I believe, the one defusing the spike. But there's really not much they could do there. Lightality Estelle finally getting a break in the second half.
That, yeah, but at what cost? How many rounds in a row did it take for them to actually win one? Lightality Estelle, they're struggling. They can't get one. They can't get one
And
in. Even the one that they won was off the back of a really good, triple kill. And at the same time, an ultimate from their Killjoy. So a lot had to be dug in order to win that round.
Yeah, uncharacteristic as well there. That normally, Asteria are very good at making sure that all their openings are covered. But she was able to just sneak in there because of that kill onto Britzy, actually. Britzy was the one responsible for that, and they didn't react fast enough to cover that opening. Right now, Lightality, though, using the Phoenix ultimate to find information. Bilarino is good for one. Meow 16k. Unfortunately, not there to help Shrey get out of that. Now it's down to 4v5. Lightality Estelle, though, they only have 4 guns, but you don't need guns when Hunter's Fury gets kills as well. Meow 16k though gets a second kill, and now they're going to try to go for a 2v1 on this 2v2 rather on this A site. If they can get 2 clean kills here, it's going to be pretty good for Asteria, but it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, indeed. I'm hoping to see a little bit of... Oh, what a shot right there from Dumpling. Gets traded out, though. Casper still a 1v3 here, and Asteria, they're looking worse for wear. They're getting put into the back seat right now, and in this 1v3, I just don't favor their odds. Low HP onto Casper already. Might do well to save.
Yeah, but we've seen K for Deity touches a 1v3 typically, but no, Casper isn't K for Deity. Ilemma takes her down. There were 2 of them waiting for her to swing there. And Asteria, they're gonna have to eco this round, I believe. Oh, no. I mean, prove me wrong. 3 of them can buy, so I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think they have to at this point. Like, Asteria can't really give any more rounds.
Let's see if they're gonna be ready for this operator. Hearth been deadly with his op. Pulls it out this time. I think first time in this second half. Shrey though, only the sheriff on her. Probably wants to just get a little bit more information. And that bot is gonna get some information, but they still don't know that there's an operator in play. Muffin Loop pushes up onto mid already.
Well, still, nice shot right there. And Ilemma has just been on an absolute warpath this entire game. Whether it's the aim or the shock darts, has just been doing so well. Hearth looking to seal the deal, put the nail on this coffin right now, and it's looking like we could be going to map number 4. The curse might just be broken in this map here, but I might speak too soon because remember, it's only 3 rounds that separate these two. But again, there's just no money left in the back up until the shot from Shrey.
Yeah, it's 3v5. Oh, Dumpling with the flick onto Meow 16k. That's exactly what they need right now to secure this 2v4 situation. I'm not sure how much Asteria still have left in attack, but we've seen them in worse scenarios. We've seen them win clutches. There's a headshot from Shrey yet again. 5 HP remaining though, and she peaks at a misopportune time. 12-8 match point for Lightality Estelle.
Match point here. 4 rounds away, and I think we're going to be seeing a game number 4. Quack predicted the 3-1. We could be seeing it. We could still go to the 5th game. What's the next map? Are we going to Breeze?
No, Icebox.
Icebox.
Breeze was banned.
Breeze was banned.
Asteria were the ones who banned, and they don't like Breeze, so Breeze was just out.
Still, another round, and they still have some semblance of an economy. Not a lot, though. But if anything, Asteria has shown us that they are fantastic at making lesser buys work.
Yeah, I mean, Shrey with the sheriff there just took two scalps of her own. If the rest of the team can get one apiece, I think they can string some runs together. It's still scary, right? Like if you're Lightality still, this is where you want to close it. You don't want to give them an inch.
Well, give him an inch, he'll take a mile for certain, and that's gonna be a lot of map control taken here by Asteria. Good flash coming up right here. It blinds up Lucille, but doesn't really force her back. The Aldrone will.
They know there's someone there in the corner. I'm surprised they actually flashed that only to move out. They don't actually check it. So I think they're just they scared them a little bit though. You can see they're spooked. They rotated to B,
Right.
and now defenders kind of got pulled back. There's no one playing up front anymore, and I think that there's an opportunity for them to get in.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, it looks like it. That there is a little bit of leeway for them to wiggle into. The lockdown won't secure the top of heaven, so Muffin Loop has to molly it out. They will get the spike down here, so it's a decent chance from Asteria, but the shock darts yet again from Ilema once more will slow down the pace, and
Master
with
of
only
geometry.
10 seconds left, they get the spike planted down.
See if they can actually get a start. They did get a spike down. There's Showstopper gets absolutely shut down by Lucille.
Player standing.
And Hearth and Ilema. It's all down to Britzy. If there's any player that can do this, it's probably gonna be Muffin Loop, not Britzy. And Lightality Estelle keep their hopes alive for FSL lead, and they win map number 3.
Yeah, we are going to go into map number 4 here. A little bit of a surprise twist at the very end. The curse has been broken. And so, with that, we will be going into the next map, map number 4 here. A little bit of an impressive performance to what we've seen here from Lightality Estelle. So the fans of Lightality still holding out, keeping their fingers crossed, because on Ascent, they do look solid.
Yeah, Ilema is actually played out of her mind. You mentioned the shock dart kills. It's like I don't remember seeing a Sova hit so many shock dart kills in one map.
5 first bloods, by the way.
5 first blood on a Sova. And she has 2 duelists in her team, a Jet and a Phoenix. She has 5. She really played out of her mind here. And this is what you said, right? To win the maps, they need to basically show up. And Ilema showed up for this map. Like she was pretty invisible in the previous 2 maps, I'd say. Only Hearth and Bielarino sometimes really just pop up here and there. But Ilema she strung various multi-kills. Almost got the ace even until Casper rudely denied it, of course. But Lightality is still a bit of signs of life here, and Asteria is probably going to be ready for the next though. It is going to be Icebox next, and Lightality is still had to dig even deeper to win against Asteria on Icebox.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one here. I think Icebox is going to be a definite, very, very interesting map choice. I think Asteria have the upper hand in it for sure, but Lightality still, they've shown that they have the resilience to be able to fight off the, the firepower of Asteria. Well,
map number 4, because Lightality is still, they really showed signs of life, but whether they can carry that over game number 4 will remain to be seen.
Yeah, well, it is, of course, going to be going back to our faces. So welcome back, guys. This is the Valorant Game Changers. Here we are in FSL, and you're joining me. I'm Illustrato. Alongside me is Ki, an amazing map that we just saw. But we still have to continue on. Another one is coming your way, map number 4. Before that, we do have to take a little bit of a breather. Again, Illustrato and Ki coming at you. We're going to take a little bit of a breather. Don't touch that browser. When we return, Valorant Game Changers continues.
Welcome back, everyone, to VCT Game Changers Southeast Asia. This is the FSL wildcard, where 2 teams are playing for the last slot to FSL Elite. And I'm Ki. With me is Illustrato. We are going to game number 4 in this intense series between Lightality Estelle and Asteria.
It was a really tough fight here coming into the last one. We thought, for a moment, we were thinking, oh my god, the 9-3 curse, it's happening all over again. We got to like an 8-9. and then it just started getting a little bit more worrisome as the time went by. But eventually, Lightality Estelle, they were able to pick it up and use those numbers advantage to consecutively take those rounds. And at the end of the day, it really was all about Lightality Estelle. But they still have a mountain to climb. If they want to win the series and come back into Elite, they're gonna have to win the next 2 maps in a row. That's gonna be tough. I mean, it has to be a reverse sweep. And on maps which I'm not 100% convinced that Lightality are comfortable on, but sure as hell Asteria are, it's going to be a tough ask to say the least.
Yeah, and remember, between Split and between all the maps, Split and Icebox are probably the 2 maps where you need to be extremely ready, especially with strats, because these 2 maps can be punishing if you're not ready with executes on the attacking side because of the tight corners, because of the way the sites work. And we already seen on Split, Asteria were ready with the execute. That was their map pick. And we're going into Icebox, which is Asteria's map pick as well. And Lightality is still, I'm not sure if they have the executes or if they're ready for this.
I think Icebox is a map where you have to have a lot of set plays. You have to have a lot of defensive setups ready to go. You have to have a lot of unique ways of approaching each site, especially if you're on the attacking side. You can't just go in and do the same default thing that you'd see whenever or in matchmaking and then just run it. It has to be a lot of creativity here. A lot of it relies on how you take control of Snowman. A lot of it relies on how you take control of that B site itself, which you can see on your screens, how you control kitchen, deny mid presence. It's a very intricate map which requires a lot of, I'd say, communication and a lot of preparation to get into, and I'm hoping that both teams will bring the thunder today on this one.
Yeah, definitely. And I expect to see like Viper picks here very clearly. Viper is the best controller on this map. And I don't really remember Lightality is still running the Viper.
I don't think. Yeah, but you have to, right? I mean,
Yes.
this
There's
is a
almost
map
no choice.
which necessitates Viper. I just don't see it happening because just the amount of map control that you can do, the amount of creativity. But fortunately, Viper, it's not actually that hard to use. Honestly, on Icebox, you throw down your
Yeah.
wall, a couple of lineups, and then the rest is all up to how you can.
You
Take your
could
shots.
you could bring up YouTube right now. Is there an agent select? And it's like Viper lineups, Icebox, and then maybe put some down. The wall is pretty straightforward. I think probably the most difficult ones are the one ways, which we've seen Shrey excel in. She has one ways for every single map I've seen. I think the one that's gonna be troublesome is if you don't know the lineups for Snakebite. And I think those are extremely lethal on Icebox, especially on IA. The default plan into the double Snakebite is oppressive. You can't get the Viper because she's behind belt. You really have to go all the way around out of the side to get her. So the Viper is really important in Icebox, and let's see if Lightality Estelle can actually run the Viper.
Yeah, well, we're kind of in this meta where post plant lineups are very viable, especially when you have that, like you said, the Viper and the Sova coming in. Sova very much a meta pick right here in Icebox with the intel gathering that you can get, and there's a very good reason for it. As you know, sometimes some teams would go and choose the Sky, but however, I just the value of it isn't very much the same thing. There's a reason why the most meta composition is the best right now. And that's what we're expecting to see. I wouldn't be surprised to see a mirror matchup from both of these teams, but I'd be even less surprised if there were a couple of hidden picks that we would not be expecting here today.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But ILM has been extremely lethal with the shock darts. I'm not sure how she does it. Okay, like for a lot of people, shock dart kills come in the form of there's someone in the corner, you shoot it there. But she's not even close to that corner. She's able to bounce it out really with game sense plus a little bit of knowledge from her teammates, a little bit of expecting where they are, is able to get so many shock dart kills, and is also important on Icebox. Like you mentioned, you can deny some pushes, you can clear some really hard corners because Icebox is full of corners, and a good Sova can really go a long way, and we saw that from ILM's play. But we'll see if they can bring it to Icebox, and we'll see if Asteria, they showed signs of life. They almost started going for that comeback. 9-3 curse already broken, but we'll see what their agent picks are shortly, and we'll see if there's actually anything surprising here. But look at this. Lightality, no Viper. I'm scared.
Hey, Oh, dude, no, I don't know, dude. Like the Omen is all right. Well, like one of the things that you can do with the Omen is like you can go and play up onto tube, all those things. You
Yeah,
can
verticality.
verticality, you can get aggressive. Your B side holds might be a little bit interesting, but without the Viper, you don't have that wall that you can have even on the defensive side, which is super useful for retakes on a big map like Icebox. It seems like without the Viper, you're very much limiting yourself here, and I honestly, instead of the Reyna or the in the Jet, I would have actually preferred to see the Viper instead. You don't Icebox is a map where you don't need two duelists, and I will die on this hill. And I think on Icebox, one duelist has
Select your
always been
agent.
enough.
Yeah, that's actually true. And typically you see Killjoy plus Sage as well. So like, you don't have the wall either to block out tube.
Yeah,
That's gonna be really surprising.
I'm not convinced of Lightality's lineup. Honestly, I don't think it's the right lineup for Icebox, and but obviously if they hit all their shots and then they just win the rounds, and if they have specific strats to deal with Icebox, then why not, right? But it's gonna to me, I think it's all gonna be about the pistol round, right? If Lightality Estelle can actually show us something new, something interesting on the pistol round with this composition, maybe it'll work out in their favor. But and the fact that they're starting on the defensive side without the Viper, it might be a little bit okay, because they can go for more aggressive plays with that with the Omen. But having said that, a lot of the rounds you can win just with the Viper spit deployed on the defensive side towards whatever site, right? But it's tough, dude. Yet again, though, we will be continuing here towards the first pistol round. Looking like could be an aggressive take towards B, as all of the members of Asteria will be grouping up there. Will be
Yeah, and-
spotted out by the turret.
This is where you want to see that Viper wall, right? To discourage just B push. But instead, look, they don't have a Viper. They have a lone Killjoy staying on this B site. And she's immediately spotted. She's immediately moved out, but Lucille says, yeah, I can play Killjoy anyway. Muffin Loop gets taken out with a quick headshot. There's the wall coming up for Asteria, though. The Nanostorm coming out, discouraging the plan with Meow 16k. Responds with a headshot of her own. Shrey takes Ilema down as well, and there goes the spike down.
Spike planted.
Dumpling is the smoke up. 4v3 right now, and Lightality. Let's see if they can get to the spike. It's really hard to defuse in this open spot.
It is, and without a Sage to sort of block off the other angle, it's going to be tough. Britzy landing a nice tap on the head, though, not getting the kill just yet, but still eventually, Britzy will find the final shot to take out Hearth, and that's going to be the pistol for Asteria. Already, Asteria showing us that they have good ideas on the attacking side. Actually, honestly, there wasn't really anything special with that B hit. It was like a standard B hit.
Yeah.
But still, it works out because I feel like there's just not enough utility from Lightality to stop them.
I think that really missing the two essential agents here, the Viper and the Sage. You mentioned it, right? Viper allowed them access to the site. Sage putting that wall up really defends the spike, and we've seen teams like A Celeste, for example, use a counter wall to defend themselves while they defuse. And right now, I don't see Lightality still being able to hold this B site because they only have Killjoy at this point.
Yeah, the Killjoy, I don't know if it's going to be enough to hold down the B side on its own right now. Lucille will slow them down for a second, but it's not the same as like having a Viper wall and then a snake bite. It's completely a different story where you have the vulnerability and then the snake bite. It doesn't slow down as much as you initially hope. So right now they're trying to go towards that yellow area, but it doesn't look like they're hitting anything just yet. Casper gets that kill, and the Leer is absolutely perfect. Muffin Loop and Casper just cleaning house, leaving Dumpling all alone.
Yes, this is what you want from your second round, right? Flawless. You don't lose a single gun. You bring all 5 guns to... Wait, what happened there? I saw Muffin Loop take some damage.
Might have been from like a snake bite or a lineup or something like that.
Oh yeah,
I didn't
probably,
see
or
it.
like a stray shock dart out of nowhere.
I did hear a shock dart explode.
Yeah,
somewhere in
exactly.
that
I was
too.
like, Was that from a teammate? Not entirely sure, but
Placing
you know, economy. It's been the issue that we've been talking about here, right?
Placing
The
alarm bot.
losing team
Placing
typically,
swarm
if they
grenade.
can't, or rather, the teams that have lost in the past 3 games thus far, um, it's because they can't build up an economy. And for Asteria, being able to maintain a lead requires maintaining your economy. And right now, I think they have a chance of getting this B side, honestly. Even with subpar guns, even with just Spectres, they can go for the B side, but A is even better side because Spectres are effective in those close ranges. But I've been debated so many times. They're actually hiding in the smoke here. What? This is extremely surprising. Asteria, 4 members just waiting to smoke, waiting to punish anyone that wants to push.
Yeah, this could be massive if they play their cards right here, but Ilema spots out one around the corner. Doesn't really land a headshot for now, but that's going to be the Viper smoke right here, and this is looking familiar to me. This is very much... This is a Gambit strat, actually.
Oh,
I've
I
seen
see.
Gambit run this, and they'll boost over that boiler, but I think they're going to eventually go and try to move over to that B site right now. Lucille, good hold thus far. Looking for Casper. Casper will not
30 seconds left.
will actually drop alongside Meow. Lucille goes down, not until she takes 2. Muffin Loops followed up shortly thereafter. And we found ourselves into a 2v4. Now Lightality is still, they are in a good position here. But look at where the last player has
Spike
crept up. It's
down,
Britzy
B.
all alone, 14 seconds left, but she could get a couple of kills from here.
10
Yeah, I mean,
seconds
they
left.
just want to make it as expensive as they can, right? The shock dart, not enough to finish her off. Ilema is going to finish Britzy off, and Lightality Estelle survive a buy round with 4 members. First time.
Like, you look at the lineup of Lightality still, and you think, yeah, there's no Viper, there's no Sage, and it's like, this is either going to be brilliant or really, really weird, right? It's only either going to be one of the two, because if you go so off meta like this, you better have a damn good plan. And if you
Or
don't
aim.
have a... Exactly. If you don't have that plan, then you kind of look a little bit silly, don't you? But hopefully they bring out something, because they just took a nice round on their first gun round. So if they can string a couple together, if they can get a few rounds under their belt on this defensive side, then we might actually just, be completely wrong.
Yeah, and let's see if they can keep this up, because Asteria are on the buy round this time around. For them, they're on the upper. They have the upper hand, and the Viper wall is gonna make defenders stay on B. There's still some lurkers mid as well. This is like I said, it's like Nats, right, from Gambit. And Shrey takes Ilema down. Muffin Loop gets a kill of her own as well. A side, only 1 defender left here. And there's still a lurk coming around. So it's going to be difficult for Lightality itself to fully rotate here. The spike does go down. Dumpling peeks as she's actually pinged. So I think that was a bit of a misplay from her. Shouldn't really peek at that timing. Lucille takes 1 though. She's looking really sharp right now. But Asteria survived this round with 4 members alive. And Lightality Estelle are reset yet again.
This is the problem with you don't have a Viper on Icebox, right? Because, when you have a Viper on Icebox, you can leave like your toxic screen on towards B and then just full rotate to A. You know what I mean? And like, you just dump utility in one side and go to another. You can't do that with Killjoy, obviously, because the range. And you can't really do much, and you don't really stall them for that long. So this is where the not having a Viper really comes into play. Sure, you have Killjoy lockdown for a retake, but it just looks a little bit inflexible, a little bit I don't know. It does look a little bit inflexible from the side of Lightality right now.
Yeah, I really don't feel that Sentinels, besides Sage, are that useful here. And Shrey takes Dumpling down. Oh, takes a second one down as well, but Hearth is going to take Shrey down. Casper is going to swing onto Ilema as well. It's now down to 4v2. There is the res as well for Asteria. Another thing that their lineup can do, because Vitality is still no Sage, no Viper.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be like overly censorious of the lineup here, but at some point its fangs will start to show right here. So maybe we will be proven wrong, but thus far it's looking like Asteria is just finding every single gap in Lightality Lightality is still side, and I just feel like the entire lineup of Lightality is still right now. It's feeling a little ill-conceived.
Yeah.
Like, if you're running this lineup on Lightality, Estelle, one of the strengths that you have is the ability with that Omen to play aggressive alongside the double duelists, right?
Yeah.
And alongside that Sova. But they're not doing it. They're playing very passively. They're waiting in the back of the sites. They're not getting map control. I'd like to see them take mid. I'd like to see them fight on belt. But none of that is happening right. Okay, now they're doing it. Now they're pushing mid. They're making full use of their lineup. But is it gonna matter when their A site is just going to be completely broken right now? Dumpling get a nice double, and that's gonna be the flank perfectly executed here. There is still a res available for Asteria. I do not think they're gonna be able to get it off this round. However, still a 3v3.
Yeah, it's a bit too far to res the two members that actually got picked off there. There's the defender Killjoy lockdown being committed as well, but this is an opportunity for a res here.
Oh, they're going
Muffaloo
for
takes
it.
one down, uses his miss, is probably gonna get caught. There's the res
For the
onto
lineup?
Shrey. Oh, do they have the lineups for this? If she has the lineup, I think they easily deny this. There's just spray onto the smoke. Lucille is getting really low right now. Is it? No, it's
No.
not really completely there, but she's discouraged off of the spike anyway. There's the snake bite coming down. Dumpling only with 70 HP left remaining. She's gonna try to sneak this, but someone is already on top, and Meow 16k gets it. That lockdown, you see, it's not as effective as it can be.
It
It's also
actually-
countered by the snake bite.
Exactly, and you know that lockdown.
Let them res.
It
the
let them
Viper.
res. Yeah, because of the fact that
I don't
Lightality
have a
Estelle,
choice.
Lightality Estelle were waiting for the timing of the lockdown to go in, and during this time, Asteria's like, yeah, okay, you know what? Fine, we're gonna go back. We're
Yeah.
gonna go for this res. We're gonna play it for the. We're gonna get the Viper up, the utility player, throw out that snake bite. That's
Yeah.
exactly what they do, and it buys so much time. It buys so much time that Asteria just sit back. They don't even have to take that many duels. They peak 2 people, and the rest was history.
Yeah, I mean, I don't normally feel agent lineups are that important if you're hitting your shots, but I think on a map like Icebox, you can clearly see the agent difference here. Just everything that a Viper lets you do, like this one. She's effective because she can put the wall down and still watch the flank from afar. They don't need a Killjoy, they don't need a Sentinel for that.
Spike planted.
And it's so effective. There's 0 flanks right now because she's watching the back.
They are, in fact, going for that B site with haste, with impetus, with speed, and it looks like that speed will be enough. They've barged their way in here. Can they hold on to it, though? It looks like Dumpling got that kill, but it was, in fact, Ballerina who did it instead from the shadows, just to check the flank here, maybe to deny that lineup play, but the lineups already have been deployed here.
One enemy
Ilema will be good for 1, but in this 1v1 position, all she has to do is wait. Wait for the tap and then swing out. No more time. Doesn't matter. In the end, Shrey, she just wins this 6-1. And Asteria, they're looking very much like they're going to take us into a 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, we've harped on it so many times, but this lineup is not doing well for them, right? Like you mentioned, if you're gonna run the Omen, at least you need a purpose with it, right? You don't choose it just because it's your comfort
Yeah.
pick. But she's not using the Shrouded Step to get into aggressive positions. She's not going up. There's so many places to go up in. You can go up in A screens for an off angle. You can go up on tube with the help of someone. You can go up on B as well. There's just so many ways to do it, and you're just playing Omen like Brimstroke.
Brimstone.
Brimstone.
Brimstroke. A little bit of a different game leaking out into
Uh.
it. But yeah, I do see what you mean. Like we said earlier, if you're gonna be playing that Omen, you gotta be taking those fights like this. I like this a little bit more here. Dumplings getting close, getting aggressive, especially because there is no anti-flank on Asteria's side. This is something that they could be exploiting. They could be going for those fast flanks since there's no Cypher, there's no Killjoy. But instead, they're just going to bypass each other completely, which makes it so difficult.
Yeah, but Meow 16 dying there is actually pretty dangerous because Asteria, okay, they're using this Viper's Pit, which actually covers a lot of ground on Kitchen, and they're gonna be planting on top of the nest in the middle. But this seems difficult still. It's a 3v5 right now. Asteria can kind of still hold this. That 1 kill is important. Now it's down to a 3v4. There's a
I
lot
love
of
this.
outplay, a room for outplay here, right?
Look
Like
how-
the spike is open.
Look at this beautiful Viper's Pit right there. This is deliberate. The way that they play it like this, it's for a purpose. They know that they can't control Kitchen, and they look at the Shrey is just dipping, ducking, and weaving, and knowing which fights to take, playing around and outside of her Viper's pit. Masterful. There's just such purpose to whatever they're doing, such value of every single piece of utility that we're not seeing on the other side.
That Viper's Pit is really nasty. Like, the reason why it's shaped like that, and the spike is planted on top instead of in the pit, is for anyone in the pit to be able to just peek out anytime and spray the spike. And that's exactly what Shrey did. She just bobbed in and out of that. She had a whole wall to herself. She could just go in at any point in that wall and come out, pop out at any point there. And that's so effective. 7-1 right now for Asteria, and Lightality, Estelle, they're getting these kills, but they just can't secure the rounds.
You know, they're doing well in the kill department, but we know on a map like Icebox that it's all about real estate. This is, you need the map control. You need the, not just kill. Oh, that's a shot and a half right there. Sure, okay, you get the kills, fine. Can you close out the round? Can you convert it into wins? The answer has been a no thus far. But Hearth is able to actually take it away and get another kill, bringing us to a 2v2 mid, completely open. Shrey looking to be the linchpin for her team. Now, where do they go from here? They know they have one towards A. They know that they have another towards B as well. So it's all about picking their poison.
No, she didn't.
No.
She just stood there for like 10 seconds.
Maybe they're thinking about where to go, dude.
Okay.
They have a res. They can pick up this orb and go for the res, actually. But Casper, oh no, turns the wrong way. He thinks they can get punished from that. Thinks they can actually get away with it, but instead it's Dumpling to come out with a punish. 25 seconds left, Shrey from above. 1v1 right now, 23 seconds. Has time to run to A, in fact.
If she ran to A, she could have made it, actually. But I think she's going to have to face off Hearth here. She's going to stick to Spike. Yeah, she took the gamble there. So that's going to be a second round for Lightality still. But, you know, they get the second round, but even then, they're so far behind that Asteria, even if they lose out here, they're still going to come into the second half with a lead.
Yeah, you know, but still, this is an attacking-sided map. I mean, regardless of how you cut it. So, I really think if Asteria do 7-5, if Lightality get a 7-5, even an 8-4, it's still within the realm of possibility to come back from this game. It's still possible.
Yep. I mean, it is, but at the same time, I'll just have to say that Lightality haven't been the cleanest on the attacking side. So even though it's an attack-sided map, I'm not entirely confident that they can bring it back if they don't win enough rounds in this first half.
Mid presence now being shown by Asteria as they commit 4 members towards it. See what they can go off of. They just wall it instead. And that's going to be their play towards that A site. Dashing in. Villarino is there to deny. Pushing through that smoke. Muffin Loop denies any idea, any notion of them getting closer. But the spike will go down here very, very soonly. They might be able to plant it, but Meow is able to clean up Ilema from the top here. Now they know where the last player is. Britzy able to finish things off with a late flank. And that's going to be 8 rounds already for Asteria.
If you're not a good shot today, don't worry.
It's yet another reset for Lightality also, by the way. Look at their cash. Like, hardly any is the answer right now. And Asteria... Okay, I think we've seen a 10-2 first half before. When was that? I feel like I've seen a 10-2 first half. And there was a comeback with that.
Yeah, we've seen that. You know, on Icebox, it's very, very much possible. Like, we've seen... I think what we saw was like 100 Thieves come back on like an 11-1, dude.
Oh, that was even more insane. See if they can actually do this, but Lightality, they are on that eco right now. Meow 16k is gonna go up to Nest. Muffin Loop takes Hearth out. And A side is virtually open. It's only a lone Killjoy here. They don't really have the guns for this. Doesn't even have a shotgun. I think that's just a classic in her hands. And this spike is gonna get planted on Nest. Oh, Lucille is there.
Hello?
Oh, she doesn't even get the kill.
Oh,
classic.
no!
But Britzy is gonna take Ilema and Dumpling down. They do take the Sage down, but it's all up to Villarino. Only a Spectre in her hands. Her Empress is popped. It is possible. If there's any agent that can do this, it's gonna be Reyna on the Empress. Oh, wait, what? Meow 16k dashes forward. That was a mistake from her, but Shrek. I've never seen Jet's dash look like that.
That was strange.
That was something.
That was like a horizontal dash.
Yeah. She just dashed forward, I think.
Yeah.
But it looked really funny because of the gravity, and 9-2 right now, and even now, Hearth can't buy full armor.
You know what I think would have actually been really good for Lightality on this map? I think if they started getting ops a little bit earlier on and trying to, since they love going for duels so much, they might as well, and playing slow on Lightality's side, I would have loved to see them pick up some ops and maybe just shut out the opposition with, you know, but I didn't see any of that. It's just been duels and rifles all day long, and then they refuse to save up for it.
Yeah, I think only Hearth really runs the op here. And Lucille gets a kill though. I think that's a good start for Lightality. Let's see if they can hold the onslaught though, because there's already lurkers walking around here. Let's see if they can find more picks for Lightality.
Well, Lightality have found their way into a one-man advantage. 2 ultis available. It's gonna be tough. Where... The Viper's Pit is available if they wanted to use it.
Yeah, they still have the Hunter's Fury as well. So for post plant, it's gonna be pretty good for them first year side. Post plant is gonna be really good, but whether they can get the spike down is another story, right? There's the Viper's Pit being used. Dumpling is playing aggressive here, but there's the slow. The Sage slow orb is actually discouraging Dumpling from pushing in. Has to dip out a little bit. There's the Hunter's Fury being used to counter the lockdown. Doesn't get that much more information though, but they still do have the Viper's Pit up. Shrey gets one down. Asteria are looking lethal here. Another 1-for-1 trade, but Asteria are up 1 yet again. And now they have to go back into the spit. Look, 1 HP left in Dumpling. She can't even step into near that spike because that snake bite is gonna kill them. Hearth has to step out, finishes off Meow 16k, but Britzy, a lineup of her own, gets the shock dart. Hearth takes Britzy down though. It's all up to Shrey versus Hearth. Shrey gets the kill, and it's 10-2 first half for Asteria.
What a round right there. Just the Viper's Pit deployed to perfection, and now we're here. 210. 210, man. 210.
Yeah, 210. But like you said, attack side of the map, we'll have to see. We'll have to judge. This pistol map is crucial. Yet again, extremely important for Lightality because they lose this one. They're down 11-2, and they're gonna have to either force. They're probably not gonna eco, right? So they're gonna have to force, and you're basically on that gamble that you win that force by. And pistol rounds, we've seen Asteria take pistol rounds left and right here, so I feel like Lightality is still are gonna have to dig deep here.
They will, and they will have to really, really try hard. This is where we see whether they're ready for their attacking side or not on Lightalty's side. What do they have to offer on this pistol round? It looks like... Okay, never mind. It's a free A site. They took a gamble somewhere else, and so... Spike will be planted. Instead, it will be a fresh, straight up 5v5 retake coming at ya.
Yeah, A side not really the easiest to retake, but they don't have the lineups. They don't have the snake bites. Shrey gets a kill onto Dumpling. That shock dart doesn't really clear the corner, but Ilema gets 1 kill. Shrey finally gets a trade. Britzy gets a kill of her own. It's now 4v2 right now. Lucille doesn't get anyone. Reno, last one alive, no cover for her, and four members remaining for Asteria. It looked like it was gonna look good for Lightality.
You know, it did, and honestly, just props to Asteria for playing retakes so perfectly. Like look how I told you this earlier on before the start of the game, right? That like, if you look at their zoning, especially on that retake, it was perfect. Everybody was covering an angle. Everybody was looking the right way. Nobody had any. There were no gaps. And even in those tiny gaps that there were, somebody was there to respond. And that's why that retake just went so phenomenally. Is because they were just so in sync, like a pack of wolves just hunting down prey. That's what we saw from Asteria. And Lightality, Estelle, they got a force here. Otherwise, this is pretty much it.
Yeah, and this is the exact same thing they're doing on this round. They're giving away A. They want to go for the retake. Look at Shrey. Shrey's ready. If it's A, I'm gonna snake bite here. Gonna deny default for a few seconds. But the spike is gonna go down. A little bit of an awkward spot for the spike plant there. But Asteria are gearing up for this, and they're gonna take down Lucille. She was trying to flank, but instead Muffin Loop gets the kill. She already has a Vandal on this second round. And Lightality, they're gonna have to get more kills here, but Casper takes Villarino down. It's now down to a 3v4. Dumpling gets one kill for him, but Meow 16k responds with the Marshall. Aggressive push here from Dumpling. Gets to Casper! Switches to the Ghost in time. Is able to get Dumpling. What a heartbreaker there. Dumpling with a great aggressive peek. They're finally being aggressive, but gets denied by a Ghost. And Asteria are now on match point, and they're almost qualified for FSL Elite.
Asteria 1 round away from qualifying to FSL Elite. Lightality Estelle have come a long way. They are a team homegrown, very much a team that has started out from virtually nothing and just became an impressive powerhouse all throughout. But just this growth, I think, has just not been enough to come up against, you know, Asteria, a team who have been in the circuit for quite a while. The experience, the individual power, the individual skill of these teams of Asteria has just been proven too difficult to deal with. And with this judge, it could be the nail in the coffin. Can they even deal with Meow right now? Because Meow, 3 bullets left. All she needs is 3. She gets the reload, dashes in, stylish finish, and that's going to be the GG2 players to close out the game. Asteria, they're going to be going ahead, and they're going to be representing their team, their country, their region in the FSL Elite coming up this October. I am absolutely psyched for that. Let's take a look at the stats.
Yeah, and like 4 players of Asteria just on top. Britzy has 10 kills, but actually is a little bit lower in the average combat score. I guess less chip damage, more cleaning up there. But look, Asteria, everyone showing up. Muffin Loop with 19, Shrey with 17. The Viper and the Sage really marked so much of a difference here. Icebox, you really need to be prepared. And honestly, if I see this lineup, seeing the lineup from Lightality, I just know they're not ready for this map. Because there's no Viper, there's no Sage. And honestly, like, you can have some off-meta picks and be ready. But this just really screams to me that, you know, we'll try to take the duels, we'll try to fights, but we're not ready for Icebox.
More important than the actual final score. Lots of good, nice words exchanged by by Lightality Estelle. Wishing luck. Good luck to Elite. Good luck to you guys in Elite. Hoping for the best. Obviously, you saw that in the chat, and of course, this is all what it's all about. You know, women supporting women. Everything that we need in the scene, in the world, in fact, and case in point. What we need is more support from everybody, and this is exactly it. The sportsmanship coming up from these ladies, just absolutely phenomenal. Now, unfortunately, it was a 3-1. Going back into the game itself, Quack predicted it correctly. I was way off. You were pretty close.
Well, I mean, look, if we average out your 3-2 with my 3-0, it's a 3-1.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I'd say we were right.
Okay, I'll take it.
Copium.
Smile and nod. Smile and nod.
Yes. We were. Well, I mean, there's 2 of us, right?
Yeah.
For a reason. We average each other out and we complement each other. And in this case, if we just complement our scores and average it out, we are correct.
Okay, yeah, because more than anything, I'm average. Anyway, going back into it. I love that reaction. So, well, it has been an amazing day, but, you know, we have to sign off. We will leave you in the very capable hands of, you know, the panel. I think we've got a very special...
It's gonna be Tanya with an interview.
Tanya? Is it Tanya who's interviewing today?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Well, we're going to sign off. And when we do get back, we've got an interview, I think, with the winning team. I think that's Asteria. So make sure you tune in for that. For the last time today, I'm Illustrato. This is Key. We're your casters. Follow us on Twitter. You know what's up. And, of course, stay tuned. We're going to be coming back at you with FSL Elite in a couple of weeks. I'm absolutely hyped. You guys better be. So it's time for us to sign off. GG and goodbye. Good night, everybody.
Welcome back, everyone, to the VCT Game Changers FSL Wildcard Playoffs. We are here at our final segment. I'm Tanya May, and I am joined here, as you see, by a brand new face. We are going to speak to Shreya of Asteria, who have just locked in their slot for FSL Elite. Shreya, welcome and congratulations.
Well, thank you so much for the warm welcome. I really do appreciate that. Just such a huge opportunity for us to, be participating. It's been such a long run for us as well throughout the multiple tournaments. So yeah, I mean, I could call it a euphoric moment for us right now.
Yeah, you were just mentioning to me that the team lost all their points, right? Even though you've been around for all the opens, you've been striving so hard. And everyone, for the storyline of Asteria coming in here really was, this is your last chance, and there was so much
Yeah.
pressure. And you guys lost to Mad Army 3-1 yesterday, and you had to come back up to fight again for your spot today. What went on behind the scenes? How did the team reset after that loss?
I definitely think that the late night bonding session really helped a lot, because we pretty much were having a flawless run throughout not only the qualifiers as well as the playoffs until
Yep.
Mad Army's game, and it was kind of a shocker for us, because even with such an amazing run throughout, we made these small errors that kind of pushed us back and couldn't get us through the first round. But either way, I think mostly it was just the fact that we all got together on Discord, started watching VODs, going through, laughing, having a good time, and just forgiving the mistakes that have happened, because we can't be too harsh on ourselves. We have a last chance to qualify for elite, which is kind of like all our dreams right now. So that mental reset was mostly just bonding with each other, having a good time, talking it out, and well, the rest is history, because today we made it.
You really did, and so many fans were cheering you on. Now, speaking about losses, when Estelle plays like today, especially when the casters were watching you and talking about it, it seems like every time you have a timeout, something changes. I think it was on Split on the second map where you suddenly had a timeout, you were trailing, and then you won 11 rounds in a row, and then you claimed the map. I mean, everyone's just really curious, what goes on during that timeout.
Well, I would just say props to our coach mostly, because whenever he actually has his game open all the time, and he keeps a close eye on the score lines, and the minute he sees something's going here and there, he's going to tell us, take a timeout, take a breather, figure out what's going wrong. Because usually what happens is that it's very common for players to get a little overhyped, overexcited, getting fumbled with the plays they want to make. And that's something that happens to not just our team, but would probably happen to every team out there. So taking a timeout to reset and to just take a breather, talk to each other about what's wrong and what we can do better is pretty much all that happens. I wish there was more to that, because really timeouts, I think, just work their magic trick. They stop the momentum of the opponents, and they give us time to rebuild what we have in mind. So yeah, that's about it.
Has your coach said anything like very inspirational, or it really is more of a mental timeout?
I guess it's a bit of both. He is, one of those coaches who does he's like a BM king in my opinion. So he trash talks the opponents to the end of eternity, and he says, "You guys are better. You guys got this. We're taking this home." That's about it. End of the
That's
deal.
hilarious.
And it's just funny, because somehow him trash talking about the opponents just makes us more hyped. And then we started to, we build up, and then the thing pronounces where we're like, okay guys, let's do this, and this is our plan. And then we're like, oh, we're gonna wreck them now, let's go. And then pretty much that's what happens in our timeouts anyways. And our coach is basically, his inspirational words and motivational words per se are just BMing the opponents.
That's not what I expected, especially after what Illustrator was saying. He thought that coach comes in and says something life changing, but wow, I mean, being motivated, goes every way. Whatever works, and being hyped is really important, and the confidence that I think you girls get after the timeout. I mean, not to mention, Asteria as well on the go, when you're in game, you tend to be known for making a lot of adaptive mid-round kind of decisions where you tend to fake, or, you make decisions based on what's going on in the situation. Is it all you, as the IGL?
I think that's kind of a tough one, because I do like to give the initial framework of what's going to happen in the beginning of the round. And of course, I give a lot of freedom to my teammates. So at times when I feel like that, maybe, for example, maybe my duelist could position themselves in a better way than what I'm telling them to do, I let them do that, and I give them full freedom to do whatever they think is right. And when it comes to mid-round callings, I think it's like a mutual decision. It's a mutual agreement. Of course, if I say otherwise, they're gonna follow it, and it may or may not work, but they still trust my call, and we go for it. So I would say that it's a little bit both of everybody's inputs in the middle of the round, really good communication between each and every one of us, talking about, hey, we spotted this person out, and I think we want to try this. And if it's a go ahead from me, and if it's a go ahead from everyone, we execute it, and it ends up working. So yeah, it's I guess a team effort in mid-round calling.
That's cool. That's very interesting to know what goes on behind the scenes. And speaking about IGL, we have these interviews and we have talked to other teams like also Ego Celeste, Galaxy Racer, and all the IGLs have very different styles, right? Sometimes they're more like, we like to facilitate them, or some other IGLs tend to be like, okay, you need to train a certain amount of hours every day. How's your style like on a day-to-day training?
Well, first things first is I mostly, before they're my teammates, they're my friends. So I find that in a team, you have to have a family / a friend environment. Otherwise, there's no point of you playing in that team. And I think that's the best part about us, because we're friends first. And no matter what happens, of course, we're going to keep things at a professional level when it's in game. But out of the game as well, we're all such good friends. And so that natural bonding, well, it just happens. And, so yeah, of course, I don't necessarily tell them, hey, you guys have to train like 10 hours a day. The coach does that. He does his part. I don't have to do any of that. Thank God I don't have to be the evil person in this. But when it does come to me talking to them about, what reviews, what I think they can do better, they are some of the most understanding people out there. They take it very well. And when it comes to feedback, they give me some feedback as well. And I think that's what I love about the team. I think that everybody's treated equally. And we think that each person's role is as important as maybe even the IGL. So yeah.
Yeah, sounds like friendship is magic.
It truly is.
And I mean, you have to think that, because you guys are all in different places as well, I think you're bonding over the fact that everyone has high ping and you're all facing the same kind of challenges. I mean, whenever you press tab, we see there on the in-game screen, all of you have pings that are like 60 to over 100 for yourself because you're playing from Australia, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, the game, like, if you have higher ping, the game kind of tends to give you a peak advantage, but still, it doesn't feel very good. How has the team adapted to the higher ping? Because some pros have actually said, like, on different pings, the way that you play your playstyle, if you change it up, it might actually give you the advantage.
Well, to be very honest, we have always played in such a way where ping didn't really bother us, because at this point of time, we've become so used to that we don't really care. I mean, you put us on even 150 ping and we'll end up playing it. It's fine. We'll just give us a couple of weeks and we'll get used to that as well. But I think that's the best part of it. People really do say that, hey, ping's like a big decider. In some situations, yeah, sure it is. But at the end of the day, if you're smart about the way you play, ping won't really make a difference. So yeah, of course, would I rather have 100 or 12 ping? Obviously I'd go for 12, but
Yeah.
I mean, still, I don't necessarily use my current ping or my teammates ping as an excuse for our performance, because our performance is never going to dip irrespective of what ping we play on.
Yeah, that sounds like you guys are really, really resilient and not, making excuses at all. And I think it has shown in your performances and how much persistence and hard work that all of you have put in. Speaking of which, Muffin Loop is one person who has changed roles as well in this competition. She went from controller to duelist, and suddenly she's put on incredible performances in this wild card. How was the transition like, and how did the team kind of help her into it?
Well, honestly, that is something that I wanted her to move on to for a really, really long time. That girl's cracked. I mean, have you seen her aim? She almost did. I think she hit a 30 bomb today, and she's
and
unstoppable.
An ace and an ace, all sorts of things. She's
amazing. And more than that, she's my friend. So I duo queue with her all the time during comp grind sessions and all of that fun stuff. She is definitely one of the best players, and to give her a role that she's truly comfortable with is what I think is my job as an IGL, because up to some extent I feel like I have a little bit of control of who plays what. And so it was I've been wanting to move her over towards a duelist role a very, very long time ago, but unfortunately we couldn't make that happen because, well, we didn't necessarily have the opportunity to do so. But once our team got a revamp in terms of the players and the new people came in, I think that was possibly the best decision we ever took, because all the players got to play their role. Obviously Muffin went on to the duelist, and she is just crazy on it as
Yeah,
always.
insane.
And as well as my other teammates, I mean, Meow, she does that flexible thing. Kiki, Britzy, she also does her own thing. I mean, she plays mostly Initiator, but she just rocks at that support role. And Casper, I mean, she plays Astra like it's a duelist, so I don't have to worry about
Yeah.
anything. I trust these girls 100% to pull off whatever role I put them on, but I'd rather have them on the role they are right now, and they're doing really well. So I would say it was a pretty natural transition. Yeah.
And it does reflect so in the game. And I mean, just to remind everyone, all of you are from South Asia, or you play from Australia, and this is FSL Southeast Asia, right? VCT Game Changers Southeast Asia FSL.
Yeah.
And you girls chose to come into this competition, even though you have a ping disadvantage. What does it mean for you to finally qualify for Elite?
That you don't need 12 ping to win games. A lot of
sticking
people,
it to everyone's faces.
I mean, everybody's been like, oh my god, if you guys had 12 ping, no, we can still win without the 12 ping. We just need to work as a team. And I think that's one thing that people forget about, is that, yeah, sure, I could maybe hit a couple of more crispier shots, but that's not going to change the fact that, hey, we won most of our games on teamwork and coordination. A person on 12 ping can be an all-out aimer, but it won't really matter if their other teammates are doing nothing, and there's no coordination between them. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And what are you going to be doing now, from now until Elite?
So I guess from now until Elite, well, first of all, we're gonna party, because it's been one hell of a ride to actually qualify for Elite. And after that, obviously, we're gonna get back to practicing. We're gonna have, I'm pretty sure our coach has some pretty interesting surprises up his sleeve on what we might end up playing in Elite. So it's gonna be new comms, new meta, new everything, and it should be pretty fun to see what we're going to be playing as well. So I can't wait to get Elite started and hopefully win this one out.
So which team are you looking forward to play at Elite? I have to ask this.
Galaxy Racer, for sure.
Oh.
Mostly because I hit a 40k against them on Haven, and that one moment has been ingrained onto my brain. And I don't know what happens, but this time my main goal is going to be to get GXR, man. I mean, we've gone up against them a couple of times, but every time it's been like fate just hasn't been with us. Hopefully this time, though. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Last question, Asteria has so much support. I mean, the fans in the chat, and they've been hosting watch parties on YouTube just to support you. They've been cheering you on non-stop throughout the competition. I mean, even in the first match, they were asking, where is Asteria? Everyone just wanted to see you girls. What would you like to say to your fans?
That we all love you, because your support has been so crazy. It has given us so much of, I would say, exposure. It actually gave us the motivation to come in today and perform the way we did. And I don't think we could have done that without you guys. So thank you so much. And that I'm just saying that we love you so, so much. And thank you again. And that's coming from all the girls, definitely, not just me. So yeah. But yeah, that's all I can say. I can't thank them enough.
Yeah, and congratulations once again. I mean, your fans, everyone here is so happy. You made it so far. Finally get the second slot here for Elite. To the fans, everyone who has been watching in the last 3 days of VCT Game Changers FSL wildcard playoffs, thank you so much, every single one of you who have tuned in. On behalf of the talent, broadcast, everyone here, we really, really appreciate all your support. And of course, to our sponsors, Intel, Yahoo, and Secret Lab right here, our brand new gaming chair sponsor, for making this happen. And look forward guys, because FSL Elite is going to happen from October 23rd to the 31st. That's the last week of October, right? So bookmark this page, put it in your calendar, because we will be seeing you there again, where the strongest of the strongest, the best of the best, the queens are all going to be battling it out for the biggest crown of all. But till then, take care, stay safe, everyone. This is again Shreya from Asteria, their IGL. Very, very happy to be here and to qualify for Elite. And I'm your host, Tanya May. For now, we will be signing off.